Fisk unit. Fisk unit. Fisk unit. Fisk unit. Fisk unit. What's good, everybody? Welcome to Giants Outsiders episode 17. Y'all like that? Y'all like that echo? I like to hear myself talk, but we're going to cut that echo out. At the end of the day, the only voice that needs to be heard is present Fist Vegas. Past Fist Vegas ain't got no room on this show today. He ain't got no room on here, Pizzle. Past Fist Vegas was happy. Past Fist Vegas was optimistic. This Fist Vegas? Nah. He ain't in the mood. He ain't in the mood. In case you haven't realized, you are now rocking with the hardest voice of sports, the muscle of the Giants community, Fist Vegas. And now I'm joined by the 60-minute man, the sharpest sports bettor on the planet, Kai Pizzle. What's happening, baby?
Man, I think this is about to be. I think this is about to be the best episode we've ever had. I think this is it.
Yeah, this might be. This might be.
This is about to get.
Yeah, because I've been on.
You need to call your friends, all your buddies, call your sister, call your mama. Tell them to come over here and check out this show tonight. Because this is going. I think it's going to be our best one. Because we got. You know how like you was a kid in Christmas. Some of these geeks, they probably didn't get none of this. But like you got so many presents under the Christmas tree. You got so much to unbox. You know what I mean? Like you just I don't even know how the hell I'm gonna get through all these.
I don't know even, man.
Because we got a shit ton to talk about tonight.
And for the first time, Pizzle and I don't agree on much.
You think, but probably not.
This is literally like this would be the first episode that we literally on the opposite ends of the spectrum on basically everything that's happened the past week.
So we got to talk about. Here's what we got to talk about. We got to go back a week. We got to talk about the Kadarius Tony trade.
Let's get Toney out the way first.
Hold on. Let's kind of do a little rundown for the people. We got to talk about Toney. Yep. We obviously got to talk about the game.
Yeah.
And then we got to talk about what happened at the deadline.
That clown of a GM we got to talk about him too. You know what I'm saying? Then
let's talk about Toney first. Okay. Let's get to that first.
You go first on Toney.
Well, first of all, Fist, there's something you need to do.
I'm listening.
And it's a package combo here with Toney. You gotta look with all the people in here. You gotta eat your crow on Darius Slayton.
What?
You got to. You have to. First of all, everybody talking about Darius Slayton gonna be the dude who's gonna be traded. He gonna be cut. He gonna be this. It ended up being Kadarius Tony, Fist. It ended up being. You told me he was Sasquatch. We couldn't find him, so we just went ahead and just said, "Fuck it, we leaving." Remember how we was all in the woods looking for his ass? We couldn't find him. We got in the car and left, Fist. We just said leave his ass.
That is true, but I will say this.
And then guess who took us home? Darius Slayton.
Here's what I'm gonna say. This is how I feel about Darius Slayton, right? This is how I feel about him.
Don't tell me he had a bad game on Sunday.
If I'm in a car, right? If I'm at the bar, I'm gonna put it to you this way, right? If I'm at the bar and one girl has no teeth, the other girl is as fat as Yokozuna.
Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
And I got Darius Slayton, who's a solid 6, who I can actually screw with the lights off and not kill myself for it.
Come on, Fist.
That's how I feel about him. Darius Slayton is literally the last girl at the bar, and I have no other options. That's all Darius Slayton is. He's literally no other option.
Okay,
at the end of the night.
Let's let chat.
The chat know he's sorry.
Let me think here. If Fist needs to eat crow about Darius Slayton, let me get a why?
Hold on, Pizzle.
No, this is fair.
What has he done?
He cooked on Sunday.
He cooked, but we ain't score, right? If it wasn't for
But
Tyler Lockett fumbling
he's
into
saving.
one, would we have scored?
Listen, man, we got a hell of a show, man. I tell you. I mean, he's
Oh,
out there making
scary.
plays, Fisk.
Oh my
He's
gosh, what
making
play?
plays,
Oh, he
and
catches comeback routes?
that's the reason
Really?
why Joe Schoen went ahead and said, "Man, we can move on for Kadarius Tony because Darius
Joe
Slayton
Shane
hurt."
did that. Joe Shane did that out of anger. He didn't like Toney to begin with. Him and Brian Day went like Toney to begin with. That was personal. And I'm not mad at him for the Toney situation, by the way. I got bigger problems to deal with when it comes to him. But let's
Kadarius. I mean, first of all, the fact that we got a 3rd round pick is no.
That's not enough.
Wait a minute. You messed up. I need to get back to my poll, man. I need a Y in the chat if Fisk needs to eat crow, and I need an N in the chat if he don't need to eat crow.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
Y or N? It's really simple. It's one or the other. It ain't complicated. And while you at it, hit the damn like button.
Yeah, hit that like button. Shout out to Mark Stewart. Hey, Giants Outsiders, time to cook tonight. Yeah, we're gonna cook because I'm not sparing that lying ass general manager of ours. I'm not sparing his ass a little, not even a little bit.
Man, I can't wait till we get to that.
Shout out to RJ. RJ, what's good, baby? I bet Kyle Pizzle was doing backflips when he didn't get a wide receiver, screaming, "Yippee, yippee, dude, Slayton, your time is here, baby." That's exactly probably.
All you gotta do is go look at my Twitter. Yeah, all you gotta do is look at my Twitter.
Kyle Pizzle's probably doing backflips when we didn't get a real receiver to help this team win.
We got one.
Okay, Pizzle, sure. Shout out to Bob Jones. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. On the local radios here in New York, they're talking about how guys around Joe Schoen are saying he's been looking for his quarterback since August.
Oh my God.
Fisk, you're spot on. This dude is just about doing things his way. I told you.
We're gonna talk about that too, Fisk. We're gonna talk about that.
But
we're gonna talk. We got so much to talk about.
We gonna get the. I'm gonna air that mofo Joe Schoen the hell out.
Did you talk about local helping small business with Bob Jones?
Yes.
Okay. I must have missed. I was thinking about Darius Slayton.
So you stick around, Bob, because trust me, Daniel Jones won't be here next year. So we're gonna get to that later.
No,
but here's the deal, right?
Don't say that.
He's not coming back.
Don't say
But
that.
here's the deal, right? My take on Kadarius Tony. Here's my take on Kadarius Tony. You can't miss what you don't have. My only issue with Joe Schoen is you can't trade Toney and not give us anything to replace him with. You can't do that. The Jets done everything in their power to keep Elijah Mitchell because he's talented. You don't quit on talent. This dude, Elijah Mitchell, was out here throwing Zach Wilson under the bus, crying after victories, doing everything he can to get traded, and the Jets said no. The Jets says you will fall in line, and we're going to get the best out of you whether you like it or not. Toney, we ain't heard from Toney since basically training camp, and we trade him because Joe Schoen don't like him.
He wasn't doing nothing, though, Fisk.
You don't quit on talent unless you plan on replacing him.
He wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't.
We don't. You know
why
what?
Couldn't he get on
I
the
don't want to
field?
defend Toney. When you say stuff like that, you put me in a position where I have to defend Toney. I don't want to defend Toney. All I'm saying is Giants fans.
And all I'm saying though, Fisk, is if you got if he wasn't helping us.
All I'm gonna say is this: when he's balling in Kansas City, I don't want to hear nothing.
I disagree.
Don't change your opinions on Toney when he's balling in Kansas City.
I've heard people already tell me that he gonna ball out in Kansas City, and this is where I stop people right there because I don't think he gonna ball out in Kansas City, and I'm gonna tell you why.
How much you want to bet?
Well, okay, look, is he gonna go out there and be the next Tyreek Hill? I don't see that.
They got 9 games left. What's your over/unders is on his receiving yards?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to play all that much. Yes, if he listen.
All right.
Let me talk about. So obviously, Kafka's calling the plays for the Giants. Dable's on the sidelines. There's you got the Bills influence, you got the Chiefs influence. In my opinion, I think the Giants have went more looking like the Chiefs than they have the Bills as far as play calling goes. So my thing is, if Kadarius Tony couldn't get on the field with this playbook, how the hell is he going to get on the field with that playbook?
Andy Reid likes him.
I mean, Andy Reid can like him all he wants to, but I mean,
they didn't want him in New York.
That's what Kansas City does, man. They go out and get receivers all the time, and some of them pan out and some of them don't.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I don't want to defend I don't want to defend Toney, so I would rather not talk about him in Kansas City because I know how that story ends. That's one of the Giants got to chalk up as an L.
Man, no,
So I don't want to defend him.
Yes, I don't think it's that simple, man.
No, it is that simple. He gave up on talent.
I
Joe
don't think
Schoen gave up on talent because he didn't like him.
Yeah, but I don't think you see anybody crying in the locker room.
Nobody's gonna cry in the locker room because we're 6-2. Why would they complain when we're 6-2?
So you think so? If you had to guess, you would think that there are some dudes in that locker room, in that Giants locker room, that are pissed that Kadarius.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Man, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because they didn't know.
What about when the Chiefs got DeAndre Baker? That shit didn't work.
Yeah, but DeAndre Baker was never Toney though. DeAndre Baker.
Well, I mean, they obviously played two different positions, but they're both first round draft.
Yeah, but here's the difference though. DeAndre Baker slept through practices. He didn't care. Toney, on the other hand, that's a different story. He wants to play football. He wants to win. What happened between him and the coaching staff, that's personal.
Listen, there's no question that when he's got the ball in his hands, he's out there on the field, he can make shit happen. No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I just something's off with Kadarius Tony. Something's off.
No, he's weird. I'll give you that.
I mean, like something's off with him to the point.
You don't quit on talent. You don't quit on talent.
Honestly, maybe this is something that he personally needed. He needed a team to let him go and move on to something else.
He needed to be wanted.
Maybe he needed an ass. Maybe he needed something to kick him in the ass.
I don't think it's necessarily kicking him in the ass. I just think he needed to be wanted. Toney needed to be wanted.
You don't think the Giants wanted him?
No. If they wanted him, they would have kept him. Bro, they shopped him twice. The first thing Joe Schoen did when he got here was shop Toney. And then they traded him for a third-round pick a week before the week he got healthy.
Well, then that tells me then, if that's the case, then obviously you got to think that Dable.
No. I'm gonna cut you off right there. Who the fuck is Brian Dable? Who the fuck is Joe Schoen? Fuck them. They're smarter than Andy Reid? So Brian Dable's smarter than Andy Reid. That's what you're saying.
I mean, Brian Dable's got to earn it, obviously. But
Brian Dable need to earn that. Joe Schoen need to earn that. At least fucking Dave Gettleman went to a Super Bowl with the Panthers. Dave Gettleman showed me he could build a winning roster. What the fuck has Joe Schoen done? Nothing. But sit here and try and put his ego in front of the winning in 2022 because he focused on 2025 and shit. That's what he's focused on. Making sure we win with his players. Winning with Gettleman players ain't good enough for him. He want to win with his players. Fuck him.
You could be right about that.
No, that's 1,000%. That's a fact.
Here's where your point is proven correct, or here's where your point has some legs to it. Toney hasn't played all year.
Nope.
I mean, even in the Titan game where he looked
before
physically,
they announced he was hurt, they didn't let him on the field.
Well, so I'm saying he looked physically fine. Didn't look anything wrong with him on the sidelines, and they just didn't even play him.
Nope, because they didn't like him. They didn't like Galladay either.
They may have been shopping Toney the whole damn time, the whole season.
They were. Why you think they didn't play him? Joe Schoen is a liar. Toney specifically said today in his first Kansas City Chiefs meeting, it just feels good to be on a team who wants me. He said he's healthy. They didn't let him play because they were shopping him. Bottom line. And if the reports are true, they hated Galladay going into the season.
Oh, I don't have a doubt that they hate Galladay.
And they wanted to cut his ass too.
You wouldn't hate Galladay, Fisk.
So my whole thing is, at the end of the day, stop giving this coaching staff passes because we winning. Maybe Brian Dable has got a little Joe Judge in him, but it's being masked by the winning. Because y'all ripped Joe Judge when he buried Golden Tate. So, I mean, it is what it is. Shout out to Twist, though. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. To be fair, we got to give Slayton the same excuses we give Danny. Everything around him was so bad, he looked bad. If we get a true number one, it's going to make Slayton game go to the... No, Twist. Either you can catch and get open or you can't. The dude can't catch.
Slayton?
He can't catch. Slayton can't catch.
Are
Slayton
you
dropped 2
kidding me?
passes a week, bro.
Fizz. He was catching on Sunday.
And what did it do? What impact play did Slayton
He
make?
looked like our one of our best players on offense the whole damn
Like
time.
I said, when you're in a room full of ugly girls, the average girls look real good.
Oh my God. No. Fizz, I ain't saying the dude's a number one receiver. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is he is reliable.
No, he's not really. He's a competent He's a
reliable.
competent 3 or 4 receiver. I
He is-
give you that.
I would say it. Yeah, I would say I think I hate when people say this, but I'll say it. His ceiling is number 3 receiver.
Yeah, he's a solid 3 or 4
I
receiver.
agree
Yes.
with that. I'm not down that. My point being, baby, is that he gonna be out there. He gonna be trying.
You know what, Pizzle?
That's better than Kenny Galladay.
You know what, everybody? Let's all give Cop Pizzle his flowers because Darius Slayton is actually on the field.
Let me
Give him his flowers. He's on the field. That's all you get.
Yeah.
You get your flowers because he's on the field. He ain't shit and ain't never gonna be shit, but at least he's playing. I give you that much. Because I thought he was supposed to get cut.
I think he about to go off the second half of the season.
They made him take a pay cut to be the 5th receiver. He was inactive the first 2 weeks of the season. They ain't want to pay him. That's how much they hated Toney and Galladay. They hated Toney and Galladay so much they activated Slayton. This dude Slayton was literally inactive like the first 2 weeks. They had no intentions on playing him this year, but they hated Toney and they hated Galladay.
They hated Toney so bad. You're saying they hated Tony so bad.
No, they hated Tony.
They literally activated.
I don't think Tony. Now, here's the deal. I don't think Tony is innocent in this situation. I don't think Tony is an angel because he's not. But they didn't like Tony.
Okay.
Shout out
I can agree that they didn't like Tony. I mean, maybe Dable didn't like. One of them didn't like.
Neither of them liked him. But shout out to 21 Gamer. Boy, Ryan Poles got Fields Chase Claypool bear down. Yeah, because Ryan Poles wants to win this year. Like Ryan Poles is a game out of the wild card. The Bears are a game out of the wild card, so they're trying to go to the playoffs. The Giants, on the other hand, Joe Schoen wishes we were 2-6 and not 6-2. I'll bet my whole YouTube check on that. If you put Joe Schoen on a lie detector test, he wishes we was 2-6. He wishes we were 2-6. This is his worst nightmare is us being 6-2 right now.
You think? Okay, let me unpackage this for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You think Joe Schoen and maybe even Brian Dable are shocked that we're 6-2?
Absolutely, he let the cat out of the bag.
Hold on, shocked that we're 6-2, and actually being 6-2, he may view that as a bad thing.
The GM, yes. I think Brian Dable will take wins however he can get it, but the GM, Joe Schoen, is very mad that we're 6-2. He's pissed because you can tell by his press conference when he says one player isn't going to make a difference on this team, on this roster. He don't even think the team is good. The first thing he says about Daniel Jones, right? And this is how you know he's annoyed. The first thing he brings up about Daniel Jones is these 5-game winning drives. You know he was rooting against Danny on those drives. So
hold on, Fist. We just gonna skip right to it.
Okay.
So do you fall in line with the people that are saying, well, because he didn't trade for a receiver, then he doesn't believe in Danny Jones?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't agree with
absolutely.
That. I don't agree with that.
Absolutely. He doesn't want to win this year.
You starting to
want to win this year.
You starting to get doggy tendencies now.
He don't no, hold on. Shout out. Well, let's get these super chats out the way so we don't got to get interrupted. Shout out to Marcus. We should have sent a second for Judy. He don't want to win.
Okay, well, let me say that, but let me say this for Marcus here. We need a number one receiver, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, we need. Yeah, I agree.
Is Jerry Jeudy really a number one receiver?
We don't know. He ain't got a quarterback.
I know, but my point being is, and I know he might be the best receiver. If he was on our team, he might be our best receiver. But is he really a number one receiver?
Can I ask you a question? Who's going to be better than him in the second round next year? Who's going to be better than Jeudy in the second round next year?
They might get a first round. They might get a first round.
I'm gonna be annoyed that they draft a receiver in the first round. You know why I'm gonna be annoyed that they draft a receiver in the first round? Because at that point, you know what? Let me get these super chats because I don't want to.
All I'm saying is, Fizz, is maybe they're scouting somebody right now in college that they really like.
He got bro. He saw Jerry Rice, bro. He's got Jerry Rice on tape. He's holding on to no draft picks like he got Jerry Rice on tape.
Okay,
I'm 99. Okay. He's got Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens all rolled into one receiver on some school in college somewhere. I'm trying to tell you.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Fist. This is great because you're going to remember this moment that he didn't make a trade, right? You're going to look at his draft. You're going to be able to look at his draft picks, and this right here, in my opinion, because everyone talked about Joe Schoen's draft, right? Everyone talked about, oh man, he got Kayvon, oh, he got Evan Neal. Our grandmothers could have made those fucking picks.
Joe Schoen has done nothing but hire a good coach. That's all he really did.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is this is right here, in my opinion, and granted, he's going to have to deal with the signing of Danny or signing of Barkley. This is his first true test as a general manager, in my opinion. And the question is, will he pass or fail?
He already failed
because he didn't make this trade. And then the second thing is, it comes down to who do you draft to be that number one receiver? Because let's face it, even if when Kenny Golladay comes back this year, he's not going to show enough to be a true number one receiver. There's no way that he's going to be. We're going to go in the offseason and say, "Oh, Kenny Golladay is our number one receiver."
No, we're cutting him. No, Galladay's not.
That's what I'm saying. No, we both agree that right now this team does not have a number one receiver.
Our best receiver is currently not on the roster.
Okay.
The 2023 best receiver is currently not on the roster.
With that being said, he didn't make the trade. We saw the players listed, and you and I can debate on if those players were legitimate number one receivers or not. Because if you give up a number two, if you give up a second round pick, the dude better be a true number one.
Nah, not really.
No, he better be.
Not
now, look,
really.
I don't really love the idea of the Giants' number one receiver next year being a rookie. I don't love that idea. But Fisk, I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, we both like Danny, and you now all of a sudden you saying Danny ain't coming back.
Nah, he's out of here.
I don't think he's out of here because of this, Fisk. I don't believe that.
And you know who's on my side about this right now?
Who?
RJ. Shout out to RJ. Joe doing what every GM does, gets his own coach and quarterback. And I don't disagree because I'm still not sold on DJ. But Joe doing what every GM does. Exactly. Joe's doing this is GM. This is what GMs do. He's getting rid of all of Gettleman's players, bro. The only Gettleman players he's gonna keep is Andrew Thomas and maybe Dexter Lawrence. Everybody else, the days are numbered.
No, I don't believe that, Fizz, just because he didn't trade for one of these receivers doesn't mean that he's done with Danny.
You know, he never wanted Daniel to succeed in the first place, Pizzle.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. He obviously didn't want to see anything from Kadarius Tony.
Not because he wanted to trade him. So we already know why they put him on ice. But shout out to Donnie. Egos are the worst part of a businessman. Schoen's ego is more important than our success. You put your pride aside for the people you love. I'm sick by this. Nah, he wants to win with his players. Gettleman did the same thing. Gettleman did the same thing, bro.
Who was the number one receiver that was out there to go get? Who?
I mean, bro, I'm sorry, but wasn't Brian Dable Jerry Judy's coach when he got him drafted in the first round? So now all of a sudden Jerry Judy can't play because he comes into the league.
What if Dable didn't think he was that good?
Okay, well then why did he call about him then? If Judy ain't shit, Pizzle, why he call about him? If the Giants are so fucking broke, Pizzle, why did he call about DJ Moore and Brandon Cooks?
Maybe it was a cheaper price they were looking for. Maybe they wanted to give up a third instead of a second round.
Shout out to Messa. Y'all heard Kyrie had to pay $1 million in donations. I don't care. Shout out to Kyrie Irving, but I don't.
What are we talking about, Kyrie?
Yeah, I don't really care about that Kyrie stuff. That's none of my business. Shout out to Matt Customs. I'd rather trade that first for DJ Moore than draft one. Most people with common sense want to do that, but you got to remember, Customs, you're rooting for the Giants. So,
DJ Moore
and this
wasn't
fan
in
base
high
is
school.
cheap. This fan base is cheap and wants to and just wants to rebuild.
It
The
wasn't
Giants,
possible,
right?
Fisk.
All right, here's the deal. All right, we got these super chats out the way. Let me go ahead and go on my fucking rant. All right, enough is enough. Fuck Joe Schoen. Understand something. Joe Schoen planned, and he let the cat out of the bag the last week with his actions in his current interviews. Joe Schoen plan was for this team to stink so he can get rid of Daniel Jones and trade Saquon Barkley at the deadline and draft a quarterback and rebuild this team. That was his plan. The problem Joe Schoen is having is Daniel Jones is doing what Daniel Jones does, which is win football games when his team actually helps him. So now we're 6-2, and he doesn't know how to proceed right now because he didn't give Daniel Jones that fifth-year option, and the fan base will have his fucking head on a spike if he doesn't keep Saquon. So now he's caught between a rock and a hard place because the team is competing. That's the problem. Joe Schoen didn't want to win this year. Joe Schoen wanted to clean Gettleman's players out this season and start his rebuild in 2023. The problem is the Giants are 6-2, and Shane's not getting any credit for it because they're all Gettleman's players.
I mean, Gettleman's dudes are balling.
Yeah, and here's the problem too, Pizzle, right? This is why I said Daniel Jones' days are numbered. This guy Shane that can't afford Daniel Jones, and he doesn't want to give Daniel Jones that money.
By the way,
Giants
hold on, because I think you and I wanted to ask you about this because I don't want to forget it. Why was it yesterday when they didn't make a trade? Why did the content creators or the people like on Twitter and shit? Why did they make it like a hate piece now for Daniel Jones and Dave Gettleman?
No, because that's the point. He doesn't want Danny.
But why like they out here like sucking Joe's? They out here sucking Joe's dong, and they're just like taking a big shit on Dave Gettleman. I'm like, what did Dave do all of a sudden?
No, you gotta understand. I'll get to that in a minute. The point I'm trying to make is this: the Giants have $50 million in cap space, right? The Giants are gonna have $50 million in cap space. Now, I want everybody to pay attention to the next 2 minutes. Pay attention to what I'm trying to explain to you. The Giants have a schedule to have $50 million in cap space. That's without a quarterback under contract. That's without Saquon Barkley under contract. Daniel Jones' franchise tag is what, 32, 33 million? Saquon's going to cost about 12 million, and we need another 10 million for the draft. That's about 53 to 55 million in cap space gone. There is no cap space because that idiot didn't give Daniel Jones a fifth-year option. So how are we supposed to proceed next year and compete when we don't have any money? Every single time I see this motherfucker Joe Schoen on camera, he's bitching about we have no money. He's bitching and complaining that we have no cap space. You think that guy is going to get Daniel Jones a $32, $33 million franchise tag? Quit the cat. Stop. He didn't want to give him $20 million on a fifth-year option. You think he's going to give him 30 on a franchise tag? And then you got Saquon Barkley, who's going to want a max contract because he's the best running back of football right now. You think Shane is going to pay Saquon Barkley on a rebuilding team? Think about that for a second. What sense do Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley make on a rebuilding team? The window to win with Daniel Jones on a cheap roster is over. This is his fourth year. It's over. You have to pay Daniel Jones if you want to keep him. You have to pay Saquon Barkley if you want to keep him. Joe Schoen is on a rebuild schedule. What sense? Why do you think the Panthers got rid of Christian McCaffrey? They're rebuilding. Why do you need to pay a top 5 running back money when you're rebuilding and you don't have a quarterback? This is the same thing going on with the Giants right now. Brian Dable and Joe Schoen are going to reset this team, a hard reset the minute the season is over. Whichever one they don't franchise tag between Daniel Jones and Saquon, most likely it'll be Daniel Jones who doesn't get tagged, is gone. Why would Daniel Jones come back to the fucking Giants? Why would he come back to this filth organization and throw to Darius Slayton and David Sills? Why would he do that?
He ain't gonna be
He
throwing
can
it.
go to Tampa Bay and have good receivers. He can go to San Francisco, win a Super Bowl. He can go to Indianapolis and with Michael Pittman and Alec Burke. Why would he come back to the Giants when the New Orleans Saints are gonna call him and he got Chris Olave and Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara? Why would he come back to the Giants? Why? Why would he come back here? The Giants, Joe Schoen don't believe in him. He didn't give him a 5th-year option. He's not gonna franchise tag you. You think Daniel Jones liked Joe Schoen? You really think he likes him? Stop. Think his agent likes Joe Schoen?
I
Cut it out.
disagree. I just disagree with you, Fist, on that.
You-
I think Joe is doing an okay job. I don't agree with everything that he's done, but
Pizzle.
I don't look at yesterday's news as a indication that Daniel Jones is on his way out.
How, Pizzle?
I definitely think that as far as a contract situation, they're obviously not going. They're going to try to be cheap with Daniel. They're going to be as cheap as possible.
Pizzle, let me ask you a question. I need you to answer one important question before we continue this podcast. What is the definition of a competitive team?
Just because they didn't trade?
No. That has nothing to do with that. This is an individual. This is an isolated question. What is the definition of a competitive team?
Winners.
Define winners.
Teams that win.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, Pizzle. What is the definition of a competitive team?
I don't know. 60 minutes.
I'll break it down to you like this because I did the poll on Twitter yesterday. Is the definition of a competitive team a Super Bowl contender or a playoff contender?
Man, don't you think that what Fizz?
Yeah, think about it before you answer it.
You're saying if we would have traded for Jerry Jeudy, the Giants were going to
No, this has nothing to do with Jerry Jeudy, Pizzle. Nothing to do with him. This is an isolated question. Answer the question. Is a competitive team a playoff contender or a Super Bowl contender? What is a competitive franchise? This is a solo isolated question.
We haven't been a competitive franchise.
Huh?
We haven't been a competitive franchise. Not previous to this year. We have been.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, Pizzle. What is the definition? Is it a playoff contender or a Super Bowl contender? Now I need an answer.
Super Bowl contender.
Okay, so we're rebuilding. Why the fuck do you want Daniel Jones then? Why? Why pay a quarterback $45 to $50 million a season if we're not a Super Bowl contender?
I don't see us rebuilding.
Pizzle, you just said a competitive team is a Super Bowl contender. We're not close to a Super Bowl.
6-2 with the dudes they got. And by the way, Kadarius Tony contributed to none of that winning.
Pizzle, well, let's rewind because you're not getting what I'm saying. Let's rewind. The Giants, I said that what is the definition of a competitive team? You just said a Super Bowl contender.
Okay.
Not a competitive team, which means we need to rebuild. Joe Schoen wants to rebuild because he doesn't feel we're a competitive Super Bowl contender. Those are your words, Pizzle. That's what you just said.
No. That's not what I said.
Yes, you did. You just said a competitive team is a Super Bowl contender. Ain't that what you just said? Chat, ain't that what he just said?
But why is it that we ain't a Super Bowl contender just because we didn't make a trade?
Pizzle, we can't score. How we gonna score? I'll wait, Pizzle. You can have the rest of the show to explain to me how the fuck we gonna score. Go ahead.
How we gonna score? I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna score. Saquon gonna do it. First of all, we gotta get our O-line healthy again. We gotta get Evan Neal. That's gotta be that's gotta happen.
Yeah, okay. Evan Neal's gonna put up 21. He's gonna put up 30 points.
Gotta get him back. But I mean, our receiving core from here on out is 19, 17, and 86.
Yeah, okay. When Galladay get hurt off camera again, I don't want to hear no. But anyway, back to the point.
What OBJ still on the table?
Chat.
OBJ still on the table. Phil.
How we gonna get OBJ when we broke?
He's still on the table though.
Y'all fell for that? Y'all fell for that shit? Yo, here's another thing. The sidebar. This fucking Joe Schoen is a politician to the fullest. He knows he's tanking, and he knows he didn't want to answer questions about not trading for the team. So he teases OBJ. That motherfucker sat there and said he didn't know OBJ was in the building. Kiss my ass, Joe Schoen. How you, OBJ, with the most popular Giant in recent memory, is in your building, in your locker room, and you didn't know about it? You didn't know?
Fist.
Please stop.
You're talking.
And now he's teasing Giants fans, right? Now he's trying to tease Giants fans into thinking we're going to entertain OBJ. With what money?
Fist. You talking.
He wants a Gallup deal. OBJ came out 2 weeks ago and said, I want a Michael Gallup deal. That's what he said. What money do the Giants have to give OBJ? Joe Schoen came out today on Tiki Barber show. It said we gotta break glass and press the red button and restructure a contract because we don't have any money. We can't even pull guys off IR because we're poor. That's what he said today. Go look it up if you don't believe me. You think that guy who's bitching about money is gonna go give OBJ anything?
Honestly, I will give you that. That is a politician answer.
He's political.
That is a political answer because then
it's distraction, Pizzle.
Yeah,
it's a distraction 101. Don't pay attention to the fact that I didn't do a damn thing to help this team win this year. Pay attention to the possibility of OBJ a month from now. Pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to the fact that I said, fuck this season, we're not gonna win. And we're not gonna try. That's what he said.
I just don't. I just
no, because you're not looking at the bigger picture, Pizzle.
I am looking at the bigger picture.
You're looking at a 6-2 team, Pizzle. You're still opted. You're looking at the current team. You're looking at the team in its current state, and you're like, man, all Joe Schoen got to do is just fix a couple holes, and we're gonna be good next year. That's the lens you're looking at it from. You're not looking at it from his lens.
Yeah, but
you're not looking at it from his lens.
Here's the thing, though, Fitz. The Seahawks loss really ain't that bad.
It's not about the Seahawks loss.
Hold on, Fitz. Just listen to me. It really ain't that bad. Now, the Cowboy game, that's a little different.
Oh, they're gonna murder us on Thanksgiving.
Hold on, Fitz. Hold on. I'll let you talk, Fitz. I'll let you listen to me. The Cowboy game, that's a little different. Now, we didn't have Leonard Williams. They ran all over us. That's one of the biggest concerns. His teams can run on us. That's an issue. And yes, I agree that it'd be nice if we could score some more. Absolutely. But the reality here, Fisk, is we've lost 2 games out of 8. And I really don't – I really think the situation against Seattle was just a bad situation. Back-to-back road games, playing in a facility that's top 5 in the league, hardest to play in. We weren't that healthy. They won the game. I mean, the situation was good for them. Just because that happened, just because we've struggled a little bit with scoring, don't mean that we got to give up draft capital to go get a maybe a number 1 receiver. I like Jerry Jeudy. He's on my fantasy team, Fish. You know this. So I like Jerry Jeudy. But I don't know.
Is Jerry Jeudy better than Wan'Dale Robinson?
They're 2 different receivers, though.
Anyway,
one's going to play the slot, one's playing outside. I mean, look, I can agree with you on some things.
Is Jerry Jeudy better than Ruben Randle?
Absolutely. Listen to me. Absolutely. Joe is looking at some players and saying, yep, I didn't bring him in. Dave brought him in. There's no question. I guarantee you almost every general manager does that. That they want to say, I put this team together. I did this. I did that. No question. No question whatsoever. I believe that happens. But with that being said, I don't think that anything that happened yesterday has anything to do with Danny's future as the New York Football Giants quarterback. I also don't think that it means that the Giants can't go to the playoffs and win games.
We're not winning a playoff game, Pizzle.
Man, I think if we play the right team, we are. I think if we play the right team, we are.
Who we gonna beat? We just lost to Seattle.
Listen. If we had to play San Fran, that's a problem. Obviously.
We're getting annihilated.
Obviously, that's a problem. But if I'd be all about playing Tampa. Why are you laughing? The fuck you mean? Get back to the mic. Why are you laughing?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Shout out to RJ.
Give me the Rams.
Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Hey, Fisk. Would you be surprised if we start losing games when we get back off the bye? Joe, tell Brian, tank these games and get DJ out of here and get. Oh, no, absolutely.
Stop. No, that's bullshit.
We might beat the Texans. We might beat the Texans because their offense is worse.
Oh my God. They ain't tanking. Stop.
We're going to get 10. I think we'll get 10. We'll get 10. We'll get 10 because Daniel Jones only going to lose with so much. Tanking it, bro. He won games with Joe Judge. He'll win games with a tanking deal. We'll still get 10 wins, but trust me, Joe Schoen is cleaning house at the end of the year.
Nothing's changed.
My thing is, I don't understand why Joe Schoen didn't trade Saquon yesterday. Why didn't he trade Saquon?
If he would have traded Saquon, then I would agree with you. I'd be like, well, yeah, he don't believe.
He should have traded Saquon. If you don't plan on winning this year, you should have traded Saquon. That was his plan to begin with. If the Giants were 4-4 instead of 6-2, Saquon would be in Buffalo right now. He only said no to Brandon Beane yesterday because we 6-2, and he didn't want to get hated because he's a liar. He's a politician. He needs to paint the illusion that he's trying to win this year, but he's not.
You know, that is interesting. Like if the Giants would have been 2-6.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder who they would have traded.
He'd have traded what? Leonard Williams gone. Who else is gone? Adoree Jackson would have been gone. Saquon would have been gone. If we were 3-4, 4-4, it would have been a fire sale.
But don't you? Okay, hold on, Fitz. We need to be real for a second, okay?
What?
Because if he really was rebuilding, like some people suggested, and you just suggested, if he really was in a rebuild, there was never a better time to trade Saquon than it was yesterday. There was no better time because he would have been a rental for every other team. And obviously there was a team out there like San Fran that went out and got Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, but Pizzle was 6-2. He couldn't do it because we were winning.
I understand that, but my point being is, and obviously the fan base would have turned on him just like the fan base turned on Dave Gettleman after he.
I don't think they would have turned on him because they don't believe in the team anyway. 90% of this fan base thinks this record is a fluke.
I definitely believe you on that because
90% of the fan base think this record is a fluke anyway.
As soon as they lost to Seattle and then this happened, I
know what they would have did? Because remember, Bears fans weren't mad at the Roquan trade. Bears fans said that we weren't going to pay Roquan anyway. That's what Giants fans would have did because they're sucking Joe Schoen dick right now. They would have been like, well, man, we weren't going to pay Saquon anyway. At least we got capital for him. That's what they would have said. That's exactly what they would have said.
Yeah, but then why would you not? I mean, you could have traded Saquon and got some good shit for him.
Because he can't. Because the team is winning. He couldn't do it. He wanted to, but he couldn't because the team is winning. He couldn't.
Yes.
He got rid of Toney. The only reason why he got rid of Toney, why you think he didn't play Toney, Pizzle? He didn't play Toney because he didn't want Toney to look good on the field.
I agree with you on Toney. They didn't like Toney. They didn't see a long-term plan with him. They said, man, let's don't play him. Let's keep him off the field. Let's try to keep him. Let's keep him in a. Maybe they've been. And if the hamstring thing really did happen, maybe that spooked them. And they said, man,
his hamstring was hurt. But shout out to.
Oh, I don't think it was either because obviously he came out and said something.
Yeah, but real quick, shout out to Pandemonium. Cop, you wrong. Joe said in his own words he didn't believe the team. Exactly. Man. Joe said he didn't believe in the team. Why would I believe in the team if you don't believe in the team? He don't believe in the team, bro. Do you remember when they asked him? Did anybody watch his interview with Tiki Barber? When they asked him, do you think the way we're winning games is sustainable? And he laughed and said, I don't think it is, but we're winning games, so we'll roll with it.
Well, obviously.
He doesn't believe in the team. The first thing he brings up when he talks about Daniel Jones is those game-winning drives. He's so annoyed that Daniel Jones keeps winning these games late because it doesn't benefit the Giants. It doesn't benefit Joe Schoen to win with these get-em-in play. Joe Schoen is not going to pay Daniel Jones to play on a rebuilding team. Joe Schoen wants to rebuild the team. You don't pay quarterbacks $40, $50 million on rebuilding teams. You don't pay running backs $12 to $15 million on rebuilding teams. It's over. He's tearing this shit down the same way Gettleman did.
I don't think he's doing that.
Remember Gettleman's first year, he had to keep all those Reese players? And then the next season, OBJ, Landon Collins, Snacks, and Janoris Jenkins got the fuck up out of there? This is what GMs do. They deal with the former regime's players for the first year, and then in the second year, they get them up out of there. Paying Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley on a rebuilding team makes no sense.
You're talking crazy, Fish.
How much? What has he done to prove me wrong? You ship out Kadarius Tony, you cut Blake before the season, and you don't trade for a receiver, and you go on these radio shows and say, "Oh, the way we're winning isn't sustainable, but it's working." You don't shop for groceries when you're hungry. So he admitted we needed receivers.
There wasn't no groceries to shop for, Fisk.
Oh, so everybody hates Jerry Jeudy and Chase Claypool now. Everybody hates Jerry Jeudy and Chase Claypool now because they love Joe Schoen. Okay,
no, this ain't got nothing to do with Joe. To me, it ain't got nothing to do with Joe Schoen. There wasn't a true number one receiver out there, Fit. I mean,
oh my God,
Jerry
you keep
Jeudy
talking
is
about a number one receiver.
debatable.
We just needed a competent receiver. Stop saying a number one. We needed a competent receiver on this roster. He didn't go out and do it.
Fisk, we need a number one. Listen, when you lock up Danny in the offseason,
he's not locking up.
He's locking him up back. He's getting the bag, Fisk.
Yeah, not from the Giants. He gonna get that bag in Tampa.
He getting
New
Orleans.
He getting the bag,
and you gonna give him the bag after you give him a true number one receiver.
Who? So you're trusting what receiver is Joe Schoen ever drafted for y'all to trust that he gonna get a good receiver? They traded for Stephon Diggs.
Wandale ain't too bad.
No comment. Shout out to RJ.
What do you mean no comment?
Supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. I never fell for the OBJ stuff. You and everybody else did, and I never wanted OBJ off an ACL tear. Nah, I'm good. And why would Joe want OBJ and not try to get DJ or Jerry who could play and be better? Exactly. Like,
Jerry, you don't know
that for this OBJ stuff. Y'all are gullible.
Listen, man.
You're gullible if you think he's really going to entertain OBJ. You're gullible. How gullible can you be?
I don't say, because I don't think OBJ is the number one receiver anymore.
So that's my point. So what's the point, Pizzle?
So I mean, I don't think he's going to entertain, but he's still out there.
And Jerry Jeudy and Claypool out there. Pizzle, let me ask you a question. Are we or are we not going to probably take that second pick and get a wide receiver?
The second round pick?
Yeah.
I mean, I think either the first or the second could be a wide receiver.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why not go ahead and get a proven commodity who's on a rookie contract?
Or you could go ahead and lock someone up in the draft, and then you've got a player that
we don't know if they're good.
Contract.
At least we know Jeudy and Claypool can get open. We don't know.
They can get somebody from college, Fist, that can be just as good.
But that's next year, Pizzle. What about this season?
It's in 6 months.
Pizzle, what about this season? Do you want to win this year? Do you want to?
Yeah, I want to win, but at the same time, I also want to win next year and the year after that.
But how do you know that wide receiver out of college is going to be good, Pizzle? You act like he's guaranteed to hit.
Mean, look, you already asked the question on when is he ever? I mean, I think they did all right with Wandale. They got a good slot guy.
Yeah. What did he do on Sunday? What did he do to get?
He didn't have a great game, but I mean, he
didn't have no game. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. I couldn't tell. Was Wandale on the field on Sunday?
I know he had a drop.
Shout out to Slick Rick. I love that name, baby.
That is nice.
Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Daniel Jones and Barkley are not going anywhere. Danny Dimes is getting better and better, and he's going to make these trash receivers look good. Mark my words. Coach is going to let them loose soon, bro.
Listen, Darius Slayton ain't trash.
Yo, Slick Rick, I hate to break it to you, but our GM wants to rebuild, bro.
No, we don't. Fizz, stop saying that.
Rebuild. I don't
stop saying that. Fizz, fuck.
Let me ask you, I'm trying to understand this, right? Y'all not seeing the big picture. Why would they pay Daniel Jones to be on a rebuilding team? Why would they pay Saquon Barkley to be on a rebuilding team?
In the contract in about 4 months.
So y'all, chat. Let me ask y'all a question. We got $50 million in cap space. Y'all think he gonna allocate $40 million, $45 million to 2 players? No. Chat, I want a Y for yes and an N for no. Out of our $50 million in cap space, you think he's gonna allocate $45 million to 2 players? Answer the question, chat. I want a Y or an N. Is he going to allocate $45 million to 2 players in the offseason? Because, I mean, Pizzle, you seem to think that Joe Schoen about to give Danny $33 million on that.
I think Danny about to get paid is what I think. I think they know they got their guy in Danny. Saquon, I'm unsure about Saquon because, I mean, even a game, even the Seattle game, obviously our offensive line's not healthy, but Saquon didn't do shit on Sunday pretty much. And to me, I feel like what that's showing is that when the offensive line is good, you can almost get any running back to go out there and do. Now, obviously, Saquon does some special shit sometimes, but I definitely think that it would be better to have potentially a running back on a rookie deal and have DJ paid.
It'll be beneficial to have a quarterback on a rookie deal as well.
That's true too, but I don't think that's happening.
He's not paying Daniel Jones. Shout out to Slick Rick.
Okay. Stop this. If he's not paying Daniel Jones, if he's not doing that, then what is he doing?
Rebuilding. He's taking a quarterback in the first round.
I'm saying, is he going to draft a quarterback then?
Yes.
Then who the hell is he going to draft?
Probably Will Levis. Or he's going to trade up to get a quarterback.
If he drafts Will Levis, I'm going to start drinking, Fizz.
He's not coming. Joe Schoen is rebuilding, bro. Yo, let me ask y'all a question. Didn't the Buccaneers cut Jameis after throwing for 5,000 yards? Didn't the Bears get rid of Trubisky after he led them to the playoffs? Oh, y'all act like Daniel Jones taking us to the playoffs and is a guarantee he's going to get kept. We've seen quarterbacks ball the fuck out and get cut.
I'm sorry, Fizz. I just don't believe that Danny's not getting a bag.
No, he's getting a bag, just not from us. He's getting a bag, just not from us.
He's getting a bag, but I think it's going to be from the Giants.
Shit. Shout out to Slick Rick. Keep it up, guys. You guys make a lot of freaking sense. Thanks for your opinions. I'm always hearing you guys. Daniel Jones is going to be a demon in San Francisco next season. In Tampa Bay, he's either going to be a buck or he's going to be a Niner next year. Watch. Daniel Jones will be a buck or a Niner next year. And the Giants are going to have a rookie quarterback so Joe Schoen can get his little rebuild started so the team can be his team 3 years from now. That's what's going to happen. He's already let the cat out of the bag. He got rid of Toney. He didn't replace him. He already said that the way we're winning ain't even sustainable, but it's working. He don't play. He already said the roster isn't good. He says one player is not going to save this roster. That's what he said. The GM was talking about a 62
team. He's saying that one of them dudes that was on the trade block, one of them receivers, they weren't going to make a difference, is what they said. All right, so what happens? What happens when you trade for Jerry Jeudy? You give up a number 2 overall pick, and then Kenny Golladay comes back. And you already paying Kenny Golladay.
We lost Toney. We lost our number. We lost Toney.
We don't.
Pizzle, hold on. Pizzle.
Look at the big picture. Respect on Darius Slayton's name.
Hey, Pizzle, he won't even be here next year. Pizzle, look at the big picture.
Yes,
the only receiver we have under contract in 2023 is Wan'Dale Robinson. Y'all talking shit about Jerry Jeudy and Claypool. The only receiver we have under contract next season is Wan'Dale.
You need to stop.
Darius Slayton is not under contract next year. Galladay's getting cut. Sills, Marcus Johnson, they getting cut. Shepard, he's not under contract next season. The Giants have one receiver under contract next season. One.
Pick up more, Fisk. They can get him in a draft. I mean, first of all, I definitely think they're going to be drafting.
And Chase Claypool are not worth a second round pick.
They definitely gonna draft.
Don't brand them out of colleges, Pizzle.
What?
So, I want y'all to bring me the wide receivers projected to go in the second round, please. I know we got some draft nuts in the chat. Somebody in the chat, give Big Fisk and Pizzle a link to what's that dude name with the funny hair? Mel Kiper's big board. Somebody get the 2023 Mel Kiper big board and show me the wide receivers going in the second round.
Yes.
Show them to me.
How do you, Fizz, every year stud receivers come out of the draft?
We don't never pick them. Oh, no, we did pick one in Toney, but he in Kansas City right now.
Oh, my, Fizz, he wasn't playing.
Because they didn't want him to.
But he was out. He was done. He was done.
Yeah, okay. We'll see how that looks, and then we'll see. You know what? Who's gonna go further in the playoffs this year, Toney or the Giants? Who's gonna be playing? Who's gonna be on our television screens in January? Toney or the Giants? I'll wait. Shout out to RJ.
I don't. What does that matter?
A lot, because we just got rid of our best receiver and didn't replace him. Shout out to RJ. Hey, Fist, they don't get their third eye like me and you. They don't got their third eye like me and you. Just accept we are going in a different direction next year, roster wise. Get over it. Exactly.
No, that ain't true, RJ.
I'm in mourning right now, Pizzle. Can't you tell I'm hurt? You can't hear the pain in my voice.
Your damn self. You stay over the corner and you're all black and just mourn your damn self.
I'm mourning right now. I'm gonna go back to being Mr. Positivity next week. When it's back to game time, I'm gonna go back to being positive, because by that time I will have accepted the fact that we ain't shit. As of right now, I'm mourning because I was so excited that we finally had a competitive team, and I was looking forward to Joe Schoen getting Daniel Jones some help so we can make a playoff run. And he told me, he said, no, we're gonna lose. We're throwing this season away and we're rebuilding next year. And I'm trying to accept that. I'm in mourning right now. I'm in mourning. So I'm going to go ahead and mourn our annihilation in the wild card, because we're still going to win 10 games. So we're still going to win 10 games. So we're making the playoffs. When we get our asses beat by Tampa or San Francisco, I'm mourning that Tampa-San Francisco loss right now.
If we
that
make
30-point loss, Pizzle, that's what I'm mourning right now.
If we make the playoffs, and let's say we do get crushed. Let's just say we go with whatever the hell you saying, and we're gonna get crushed. It's still an improvement from what the shit we've been dealing with the last 5 years, Fizz.
Oh my gosh, Pizzle,
it's one step at a time, Fizz.
Pizzle, you act like this dude is going to build off this year. He's rebuilding.
Yes.
Okay, Pizzle. I want to bet. Oh my goodness, Pizzle, how much you want to bet? Oh my gosh.
What you want to bet, Fizz?
How much you want to bet he starts over next year? How much you want to bet?
What is considered starting over? Letting Danny go? What is considered that? How do you quantify that, Fizz?
How about this? I'll make any bet you want that either Danny or Saquon will not be a Giant next year. There's still a good chance that John Mara makes him tag Daniel Jones. I could picture that. I could see John Mara saying, Joe Schoen, sit the fuck down, tag Daniel Jones. I could see that happening, because John Mara saved Eli Manning ass back in 2017. So I could see John Mara saving Daniel Jones.
Danny coming back. I can't speak for Saquon.
I could definitely see John Mara telling Joe Schoen to shut the fuck up. But shout out to Rickerson. DJ and Frank Reich offense is sick. I like DJ, but 3 head coach in 4 years? No, I'd rather pick a quarterback and sign 26.
That ain't happening.
I don't think he wants Saquon back either, bro. I don't think he want to pay a running back when he rebuilding. That don't make no sense.
I don't think so. I think Saquon's more in trouble than Danny.
Yeah, I agree too. But the problem is, I think
they don't even tell me that you're talking about 2 coaches too, in Kafka and Dable, running the offense. They came from 2 offenses that, I mean, did those offenses have badass running backs? When's the last time the Bills had like a legit?
No, I agree with you. I think if we were 2 games worse, Saquon ass would be in Buffalo right now.
I think honestly, if we were 2-6, Saquon would have got traded.
But the thing is, y'all act like Saquon Barkley. Y'all act like Saquon Barkley wants to be a Giant. If they tag Danny, I'm just letting y'all know this now. Y'all act like Daniel Jones and Saquon want to be here. Y'all really think Saquon and Daniel Jones ain't leaving if they're free agents?
Why are you talking like this, Phil?
Hold on, Pizzle. Put yourself in Daniel Jones' shoes. If you're a free agent and you got the Bucks and the 49ers and the Saints and the Colts and competent teams calling your door, you gonna go back to the Giants and throw the Wandale? I rest my case. If you're Saquon Barkley and you're a free agent, you gonna come back to this bullshit and you gonna turn down Sean McVay? You gonna turn down Andy Reid? You gonna turn down Buffalo? You think Saquon Barkley is coming back through that door? Once he's a free agent, you think Saquon Barkley coming back through that door? Please. Whichever Giant doesn't get tagged is gone. He's the fuck out of here. And I want everybody in the chat to answer that question. If you were Daniel Jones or Saquon Barkley and you were a free agent and could go anywhere you wanted to, would you really come back to the Giants?
I mean, straight up, I think, I mean, if I was Danny, if they let me hit the market and they still were interested, I don't know if I'd resign with them. Because honestly, like if you didn't pick up my option and you've made me go through the hell that you've made me go through.
Danny's
and again,
gone.
I mean,
I
don't think Danny's gone. I don't think
he's gone. If they don't tag Danny, he is gone.
I don't think
that kid's gonna be in San Fran or Tampa Bay so fast it'll make your head spin. He looked good in that thing in the Mercedes Dome too. He played so good in New Orleans. Woo! He loved that building. Last time Daniel Jones was in New Orleans, he threw for 400 yards. I don't know, man. Daniel Jones throwing deep to Chris Olave? I don't know.
That don't sound too bad.
Don't sound too bad. I would love that. Oh my goodness, that business will be booming if he went to the Saints. But shout out to RJ. Jared Goff got traded for making the second round. It wasn't Joe, the GM, when Tyrod went to the playoffs in 2017 with the Bills. Still got rid of Tyrod. Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. They got rid of Tyrod in his prime when he went to the playoffs. Good shit, RJ. Joe Schoen was part of the regime who got rid of Tyrod Taylor in his prime when he led Buffalo to the playoffs for the first time in like 20 years. Good shit, RJ.
They got Josh Allen.
Good shit. And you don't think he wants to draft his own Josh Allen for the Giants?
Man, no, man.
Nah, I don't trust
you. And RJ got some conspiracy theory shit going on.
I don't trust Joe Schoen as far as I could throw him. This is the same lying motherfucker that drafted Wan'Dale Robinson and said, who wouldn't want two Kadarius Tonys? Remember they asked Joe Schoen, didn't Wan'Dale Robinson, isn't he just like Kadarius Tony? And he said, why wouldn't we want two Kadarius Tonys on the field?
Okay, let me say this on that.
Where's Kadarius Tony at right now?
Let me say this. There were people out there that thought that he was being drafted to replace Sterling Shepard. But it's pretty obvious now that he was drafted to replace Kadarius Tony.
Basically.
I agree with that.
Shout out to Jamil the King. Fisk, you acting like Judy and Claypool or T.O. I'm sorry. They're number 2 receivers, right? Do we have a number 2 receiver on our roster?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all don't think they're number 1s. Okay, I'll meet you halfway. All y'all shitting on Judy and Claypool, right? I'll meet you halfway. So y'all think David Sills is better than Judy and Claypool?
That ain't what they saying.
No, that is what they're fucking saying. Because we still need
to
draft a number 2. We still need to draft a number 2 receiver next year. We need more than one receiver, Pizzle. We got one receiver under contract after we cut Galladay, and that's Wan'Dale Robinson. We're drafting at least 3 receivers next season. So one of them draft picks wasn't good enough to be Judy or Claypool? Make it make sense.
So I'm sorry, but I don't think they wanted to give up the draft pick. They didn't want to give up number 2 for him.
So what draft pick are we gonna get with that second pick that's gonna be better than Claypool or Judy?
We're gonna have to find out.
Shit, no, y'all gonna find out. I already know the answer to that shit. None of them. None of them. None. Shout out to Rickerson Conserve. If Lamar is available, would you consider him? No, that's not Joe Schoen guy. He's not gonna. Joe Schoen wants to draft his own quarterback, bro. That's the only way he gets the credit. Dave Gettleman did the same shit, bro. The only way you get the credit is when you draft your own quarterback. That's it. Joe Schoen wants the credit. If Joe Schoen continues to win with Gettleman players, what credit does he get? Before the trade deadline, me and Pizzle was already giving Dave Gettleman his flowers. You think Joe Schoen ain't heard that shit? That what did Joe Schoen really do other than draft obvious picks at 5 and 7? Y'all don't think Joe Schoen heard that? Just being honest with you. Shout out to Eric. Fisk, you sound like Skip. Skip gets paid like $10 million to talk, so that's a compliment. Shout out to Kevin Romero. I've heard enough. Fisk is drunk. Pizzle, don't listen to this nonsense anymore.
He
No, it's not nonsense.
He just drunk rambling, Kevin.
I'm venting. I'll go back to being Mr. Positive next week. I'm mourning our playoff loss.
I ain't being Mr. Positive, Fisk. I'm saying straight up, I don't think it's as bad as you think it is.
It's not bad. I just said we're rebuilding.
You're looking at it the wrong way.
I didn't say it's bad. The dude is doing what all GMs do. I'm not even mad at Joe Schoen. I'm just venting the season because he just told me to kick rocks on the season. So I'm venting our playoff loss.
He told you to kick rocks, Fisk.
I'm venting our playoff loss now, so I don't have to do it in January. I'm venting the loss now. All Joe Schoen did was to say, look, guys, we're a fluke. This 6-2 record's some bullshit. Whatever happens the rest of the season. We're gonna start over next year. That's all he said.
I don't think that's what
I'm still waiting on somebody in the chat to disprove that. Well, actually, the chat had most of the chat been on my side. But it's, shout out to Jackson.
I don't know if that's true.
Shout out to Jackson. I got the silent majority. Shout out to Jackson. Fisk, why you hung up on Toney? Toney faking injuries. He was never gonna play for us. Who cares what he does on the Chiefs?
Facts.
I don't know if he was faking injuries. It sounds like they didn't want him to play because they wanted to trade him. That's what it sounded like. The way Toney been talking, it sounds like they didn't want him to play because they was shopping him. I thought Toney was a scumbag when he says, when he started tweeting about you a fool if you think I'm not healthy. I didn't know what he was talking about until Joe Schoen shits on the team the past couple days, and then Toney goes to Kansas City and says it just feels good to be wanted. I'm like, oh, it makes sense now. Oh, they just set him down because they were shopping him. Oh, okay, it makes sense. Oh, that makes perfect sense because you know what, Pizzle? Toney never looked hurt on the Giants. I never saw him get hurt. I never saw him get hurt. He looked great on that Kansas City play. He was wide the fuck open versus the Panthers. Remember y'all shitted on Daniel Jones for not seeing a wide open Toney versus the Panthers? Every time Toney was on the field, he looked great. Look, and then you want me to believe he fucked both his hamstrings up and the Chiefs are going to trade for a receiver with 2 fucked up hamstrings? What the fuck are y'all talking about? So Andy Reid is going to trade for a receiver with 2 fucked up hamstrings? Are y'all stupid or dumb? Pick one. Pick one. Andy Reid's going to give up a 3rd-round pick for a receiver with 2 bad hamstrings. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Pizzle, talk about something. Because I'm getting frustrated that people really fucking think that Toney was hurt. So the Chiefs are going to trade for a receiver with 2 bad hamstrings. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I don't think that you have made a good point about Toney. No question about that. Not disputing that. The issue is I don't think you're fully there with what you're trying to say. They didn't like Toney. They moved on. They got more draft picks for it, right? You'd like to think that maybe they would have taken some of those draft picks and made a move and got something, but they didn't believe in it. They rather wait for the draft.
And that's so we agree with each other. Great.
Okay, stop for a second. Before the season, hold on. Before the season started, did you and I both said we did one of our first shows and we said, man, this might be a 10-win team. Mm-hmm. Right?
And we're right. It is a 10-win team.
It is a 10-win team. We're right about that.
Yeah.
But we didn't say at that time that it was a Super Bowl team. We didn't say that.
No, of course not.
So my point being is next year's team is supposed to be a Super Bowl team.
How when we're rebuilding?
We ain't rebuilding, Fisk.
Oh my! You know what? I gotta go on a rant real quick.
We ain't rebuilding.
I'm so sick and tired of people talking about next season. This is dumb to me.
That's the season we make the push.
How good are the Bengals, Pizzle?
Man,
how good are the Bengals right now,
Pizzle? Listen, they got good fast because they went out and got a guy like Jamar Chase.
That ain't what I'm asking you, Pizzle.
No, we need our Jamar Chase, though, Fisk.
No. That's not what I'm asking you, Pizzle. I'm talking about right now in 2022. How good are the Bengals, Pizzle?
They're not as good as they were last year.
I rest my case. I rest my case. The Giants are 6-2, right? The Giants are 6-2 for the first time in a decade, if not longer. And y'all just assume that we're going to be good again next year? Y'all think next year is promised? You got to go for it while you can. And I'm sorry, but a 2nd-round pick to give us a chance to win a playoff game is worth it. So we're good. So y'all just assuming that we're just gonna be better next year. Y'all know the Eagles get paid, right? You know the Eagles get paid to make moves too, right? You know the Cowboys get paid to make moves too, right? You act like the Giants. Y'all act like the Giants are the only team that's gonna get better in 2023.
What move?
Y'all act like the Giants are the only team that's gonna get better. Like this is laughable to me. We're so far behind the fucking race. We think we're winning. This is fucking laughable.
I don't think anybody thinks that we're going to Super Bowl, Fisk.
No,
Nobody
and that
thought
goes
that.
back. And that goes back to my fucking point, Pizzle. The definition of a competitive team is a playoff team, not a Super Bowl contender. They're two different things. And Joe Schoen said, to hell with this competitive team. I want a better draft pick so I can rebuild this fucking squad. The definition of a competitive team is a playoff contender.
Wouldn't trade
not a Super Bowl contender. That's
on,
two different things.
Wouldn't have trading Toney and then getting a guy like Judy or Claypool been an egotistical move on his part? Because then that neither Claypool or Jerry Judy is a Dave Gettleman guy.
What's your point, though?
My point being is he's done is extended the time before he gets his quote unquote number one receiver. That's all he's done. He's extended that time, and at the same time he gets to play. He gets to be the politician, like you said, and say we got no money. We need to get to a draft. We need this. We need he gets to keep some time, because obviously if you go out and get Jerry Judy, and the team doesn't look good, they look terrible, then everybody gonna start looking at you funny. Oh, we need our picks. We do.
Scare money don't make money, because we gamble for a living. Scare money don't make money.
But you still don't just bet just to bet, Fist.
It's a second round pick. You act like this shit is a lock. It's not a first round pick. It's a second round pick.
Yes.
You act like that shit matters.
Fist.
Bro, the Rams. Did the Rams give a fuck about picks? Did the 49ers give a fuck about picks? You think the Saints give a fuck about picks? You think the fucking Chiefs give a fuck about picks? Winning organizations don't give a fuck about picks. Rebuilding teams give a fuck about picks. Like, we're rebuilding, Pizzle. That's why we give a fuck about picks. Because teams that want to win, teams that think we have a chance, make moves. Teams who don't want to win trade their best players for more assets. Like we did.
Fist.
Hold on. AP.
Our last. I'm trying to think here.
I don't normally respond to people in the chat who don't donate, but AP just says something that pissed me off. AP says all those teams you mentioned drafted great for years. I'm sorry. Haven't we drafted great for years? Andrew Thomas ain't no good. Ojulari, McKinney, Saquon, Danny, they no good? We haven't drafted good the past few years? What you trying to say? Dexter Lawrence ain't good? Giants have been drafting good?
But Fierce, listen. Huh? All I'm saying, this is what I want to say. First of all, we have that second round pick that you're talking about. I just went through it and looked. We've actually had some really nice second rounders recently.
But there's a difference, though. Those were losing pick second rounders. They were damn near first rounders.
Okay.
This year is going to be a playoff pick second rounders, basically a third.
Fierce, we're on the cusp. We're on the cusp of being a really good team.
We're a good team now.
I'm talking about a great team, a really good team, Fist. And you can fuck it up by making one silly, stupid move. That's reality.
So you're okay with throwing away the season too, then, Pistol. So you're
not throwing away the season. What's going to happen?
Not giving Daniel Jones and Saquon the receiver to throw to throwing away the season.
If they make the playoffs, they get to start climbing that ladder. And then in 12 months from that moment, maybe they make a big push.
So you think we'll be 6-2 next year?
At this point?
Yeah.
We might even be better, Fifth.
Bullshit. Shout out to
bullshit.
Shout out to Rickerson. Tyrod, 2 years making sense now. We taking a quarterback in 2020. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot about that part. The dude gave Tyrod a 2-year guaranteed contract. He was already planning for Daniel Jones to get the fuck up out of here in the offseason. It makes sense now. I forgot about that part. Why is Tyrod Taylor on a 2-year guaranteed contract? Why? Why get back up, get 2 years like that? I wait. He already had this shit planned out. The fact that we're 6-2 is bothering Joe Schoen. He's bothered by this 6-2 record. Shout out to Michi. Fisk, I think you're overreacting because we didn't make any big moves, but you're still a playoff team, and we're gonna keep DJ and Saquon. We're not keeping them both.
Thank you, Michi.
We'll keep one of them. We're not keeping them both.
That's a great super chat by Michi.
We're only gonna keep one. How are we gonna keep both?
I don't know, but that's a great tweet. I mean, that's a great snap.
We don't have the money to keep both. Even if he wanted to build off the roster, we can't keep both. He's not giving Danny that fucking money. Danny makes too much money. He's not gonna give it to him. That's the weak link.
What Danny gonna make?
Shout out to Donnie. What if we draft a quarterback better than DJ and a wide receiver? It's not likely, but it could happen. We're assuming that he won't. Nobody thought DJ would be good. Exactly. Joe Schoen didn't think DJ would be good either. Because he don't know what to do right now. All Joe Schoen had to do was give Danny a 5th-year option, and he could have tagged Toney, and we'd have $40 million in cap space. But that stupid motherfucker decided Daniel Jones ain't shit. Let me give Tyrod 2 years so he could be the bridge quarterback for my rookie quarterback, Will Levis, in 2023. But now we're 6-2. He's not going to have a pick high enough to get a quarterback, and he's up Schitt's Creek without a paddle because Saquon is back. He didn't think Saquon was going to be good. He was prepared to trade him. His whole rebuild got fucked up because we're winning games. That's just the bottom line. His whole plan of rebuilding got fucked up because we're winning games. So now Joe Schoen has to reevaluate everything and figure out what the fuck to do. His whole plan is just went up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
Fisk. Danny is winning these games.
I know he's our best player.
Yeah, but he's winning these games without weapons.
Okay.
One guy ain't gonna change that.
Shit,
but an overhaul, listen to me, an overhaul of your receiving core will change that. But you can't do that until the offseason.
So let me get this straight. Jerry Jeudy's good enough for Russell Wilson, but he ain't good enough for Danny. Chase Claypool good enough for
Wait a minute, Jerry Jeudy was already on the team before Russell Wilson got there.
And he wasn't doing shit because he ain't had no quarterback. Chase Claypool wasn't doing shit this year because he ain't got no quarterback. I just love how y'all think so highly of Daniel Jones, but don't think he can elevate a receiver. But I'm moving on to my next super chat. Shout out to RJ. Hey, Fisk, remember when I said there are two sides to this Toney story? So Joe and Brian didn't play him because they were trying to trade him. So Toney said, F y'all. You know what, RJ? I owe you an apology. RJ. I went in on you about the Toney thing, and you were right. My bad, bro. I owe you an apology. I still have faith that our sucker-ass GM was going to make a play, make a move. But that motherfucker said, we're not competitive this year, so let's lose in a wild card round. Let's give Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley absolutely no fucking chance to prosper this year because I want to rebuild for 2023. Shout out to Agent Trotsky. I don't know what the difference is it makes, but we grabbed who? Fuck him. Who? Isaiah Hodgkins. Moving on. I'm not.
No, man. Finish the boys. No,
he's
man.
Like 6'5", 210. Hope he's good enough to save Danny from the Wolves. Okay, we got a 6'5" David Sills. What we do? Got a 6'5" David Sills. So that guy wasn't good enough for Buffalo, but he good enough for the Giants? Sure. If he was good, he'd still be in Buffalo.
You're talking reckless, man.
I'm talking facts. Our GM, y'all giving this dude a pass, and I don't know why. The GM just basically came out here.
This is part of the process.
Yeah, the rebuilding process, Pizzle.
If this time next year, after 8 games next year, this whole thing's going to play out. And you're going to be able to look back and say, no, he should have traded, or, man, the people that he drafted are terrible. Or is it the people they drafted are good?
Hey, Pizzle, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
We're 6-2, and we sold our best receiver. And you think we're trying to win?
He wasn't playing, Fist. You can't say he's the best
receiver. No,
they
didn't let him play.
They didn't like him.
My point exactly.
He can't say he's the best receiver when he wasn't playing.
You know what kills me? The Jets Elijah Moore has done everything in his power to get away from the Jets, and they said, "Nah, you're too talented." Not the Giants. Toney, we don't give a damn how talented you are. We don't like you. Get up out of here. Elijah Moore has done everything in his power to escape the Jets, and they won't let him go because he's talented. Not the Giants. Nah, Toney, fuck you. Get up out of here. Toney was quiet as a church mouse. Ain't say a word, got traded. This dude, Elijah Moore, done quit on the Jets for like a month. And he's still there. They're going public like 5 times. Yo, get me out of here. Zach Wilson stinks. And the Jets said, nah, we're not trading you. Not the Giants. Nope. Bye, Kadarius. Bye. Bye, Kadarius.
Wasn't meshing with the team, Fist.
We don't know that.
He was.
Not one person said a bad word about Toney.
I don't think they wanted
to say something bad about Toney. I'll shut the fuck up.
There was anything.
One Giant said something bad about Toney. I'll shut the fuck up. Because they sure enough trashed Eli Apple on his way out. But that's none of my business, though.
Just
they had bad things to say about DeAndre Baker when he left, but that's none of my business, though. So we've seen these Giants go in on players that got let go before. It's weird they ain't said nothing about Toney, but, whatever. Shout out to Crazy Blue Giant. Every year we say next year, Giants fans, like we sound like losers because we are losers. We're 6-2. Right. At what point are we good enough to compete? Exactly. That's been my point. This is the best super
now.
I'm keeping this super chat on the screen no matter who else sends me money. I will read your super chat and I am putting this back on the screen. I'm pinning this. This needs to be pinned to the top of the chat. How do I pin this? This is the best super chat of the damn night.
No, we're not losers.
Exactly the point.
We're not losers.
The Giants are the only 6-2 team on the fucking planet that's looking forward to 2023. That's the fucking point.
That's not true.
It is true, Pizzle. All they talk about, even you, all y'all talk about is 2023. That's all y'all talk about.
That's the Fist. Nobody even thought about Super Bowl start this year. Nobody did.
I can't pin it.
Why the hell would you start thinking about Super Bowl just after 8 games?
Pizzle, it's not about the Super Bowl. This is about making a playoff run and giving us a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
That's the Super Bowl.
We were 9-7 when we won the Super Bowl 10 years ago. What are you talking about? The Bengals were just in the Super Bowl. Jimmy G beat Aaron Rodgers twice.
If it's working as is now, why do you have to go ahead and get the cancer out of the locker room?
This ain't about Toney. This is about trying to replace
Toney. That adjustment. They won 6 out of the last 8 games with the guys that they got. They hadn't even been fully healthy yet this season.
The offense has.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, it was. We was talking the first 2 weeks.
Wandale was hurt. Kenny Galladay was hurt for extended time. Now the offensive line's hurt.
When Toney and Galladay were fully healthy, Dable didn't want to play him.
They didn't like him.
They don't like, and that's my point. They put in their petty pride before winning games. Shout out to Slick Rick. Remember, supporting big fish can support small businesses. But yeah, the Giants fan base is the only fan base I know that's 6-2 and thinking about next year. Oh my gosh, I know we're 6-2 this year. I get it. But man, wait until 2023.
Why can't you be like that, Fizz? Why can't you? What's
wrong?
Literally
we're supposed to be winning this year. We're supposed to be focused on winning this year.
We are winning this year. That's the thing. We are. We are, Fizz.
The Eagles are gonna fucking annihilate us.
No, they ain't.
The Cowboys are gonna fucking
Eagles
ain't
played nobody.
Shit, we ain't nobody. Have you seen our offense? Have you seen our offense? Did you see the Seattle game where we play against competent coaching? You saw that, right? Okay.
The Seattle game don't count, Fizz.
Sure.
You know that was a bad situation. Stop it.
Sure. And every time we play teams with competent coaching, it's going to be a bad situation too. Shout out to Slick Rick. Remember, supporting big fish and supporting small businesses sucks, but you might be right. We have to win now and shoot for the Super Bowl. Next year, we don't know how many players are going to get traded, and we could suck really bad next year. Exactly. Next year ain't guaranteed. The Giants were 11. The Giants won 11 games in 2016 and were garbage with the same roster in 2017. And y'all act like this shit is guaranteed. You got to strike while the iron's hot. And this fucking coward, it just quits on the season and says we're not good enough.
Quit. Fist.
He quit on the season.
No,
He quit. He's a quitter.
he didn't quit.
Instead of trying to make a move to make us better this year, he's done nothing but make us worse. He's a
He
quitter.
might have made the team better by not making a move.
Oh yeah, because no. If this is perfect for the rebuild. Whew.
This
This
not a
real good for the
rebuild.
rebuild. Shout out to Rudder. You know what hurts? Because we still got 280 people in here. You know why we still got 280 in here? Because they know I'm telling the truth.
They know you full of it.
That's why they're still here. You know why
They
they're still here?
They can't
Because this
believe
is a
what the hell
car
you're
crash.
saying.
This whole stream is a car crash, Pizzle, and they can't take their eyes off the car crash. That's why they still here. Because you know what they thinking? They went into the Pizzle. Look, they came into the show, right? They was like, yo, Fisk is bugging. Yo, this dude Fisk is tripping. And after me bitching for the past 45 minutes, they like, damn, he might be right.
That car is still on fire.
Facts. Shout out to Relic. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Fisk, I'm mad too, but we don't need to lose that many picks for a wide receiver just to get bracketed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you and Cop need to open the phone and let us call in. Stop running from your fans, LOL. Let's debate. Pizzle does do a call-in show.
I think what he's saying is have a call-in show for this.
I ain't ready for no call-in show, bro. Y'all don't. I'm not a good person. Y'all really don't want to talk to me. My temper is real short. Because what's gonna happen is somebody gonna call in, they gonna say some slick shit, and I'm gonna spaz the fuck out. And then they're gonna be like, yo, how Fisk treat his fans like that? Yo, did y'all see Fisk curse his fan out? How dare Fisk curse one of his fans out like that? Y'all don't want me to do no call-in shows. Y'all know good and damn well I ain't got the patience for no call-in show. Shout out to Eduardo. Yeah, Eduardo. Why the F is Alex Backman not playing? Backman better than Richie. I don't know. This coach
Richie had a rough game
know.
on Sunday.
Who the hell knows about this coach? I don't fucking know, bro. I'm still trying to figure out why Toney and Galladay was healthy and didn't get snaps. And I'm not even, my brain ain't even ready to tackle Backman not being on the roster. He led the NFL in preseason catches. He ain't on the roster. My mind can't even tackle that right now, bro. It can't even tackle that right now. Shout out to Ime. You stroker. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Thank you, Joe Tsai. I have been connected with enough female companions in NYC. Let's go. Yo, shout out to the Nets, though, man. Getting email dunk on the Nets, that is a good look. They did that. That's a great look. Steve Nash couldn't coach. Straight up. One other thing with Joe Schoen I wanted to touch on that people need to really be concerned with is y'all have to understand something, right? This is what every general manager does. Gettleman did it, and now Schoen is doing it. Do y'all remember? I don't think y'all quite remember Gettleman got rid of every single Jerry Reese player, and we were a winning team. Gettleman took over a winning team and got rid of every good player we had. He let Landon Collins walk out the door. He could have tagged Landon Collins, and he let him walk out the door. He got rid of Jack Rabbit over a tweet. He got rid of OBJ for no reason. Got rid of Snacks, and Snacks balled for the next few years. Hell, Jack Rabbit was the number one on the Saints and the Tennessee Titans after he left us. Remember, this is what general managers do. Got rid of Eli Apple. We had just drafted him. Remember, we got rid of Eli Apple after his second year? So I'm just letting y'all know, Joe Schoen is doing what all general managers do. They draft their players. No general manager wants to win with another person's players. You know why you want to know a prime example of what happens when a general manager wins with another man's players? You want to know what happens, Pizzle?
All right, go ahead.
They get Jerry Reese. Jerry Reese got no credit for those Super Bowls because they were Ernie or Corsi players. No GM wants to be like Jerry Reese and have 2 Super Bowls and get no credit because he didn't draft the team. Who gives Jerry Reese credit for those Super Bowls? Who? Nobody gives Jerry Reese credit for those Super Bowls because he didn't draft the team.
I mean, I understand.
Those are Ernie or Corsi players.
I understand what you're saying, Fist, but the dude hadn't even had this job for a year.
Neither did Gettleman when he traded Odell. Let Lady walk out the door. Yo, y'all act like we haven't been here before, man. Forgive me for having PTSD of what the last GM did. And that's another thing too, right? I love how Giants fans are ready to rebuild when we're right on schedule. This is this is Gettleman's team. Let's call it what it is. Gettleman rebuilt this team 4 years ago. This is where we're supposed to be with his team. We're supposed to be 6-2. But he didn't get the right coach.
Oh, it's
so it could never flesh out.
If he didn't got the right coach, he'd still be here.
Exactly. We're on the right path. But Shane's gonna blow it up. The Giants' timeline as of right now, as of 2022, all these Gettleman picks are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. The reason Fitz Vegas is so upset is because I don't feel like waiting another 4 years, because it's going to take 4 years for Joe Shane's picks to be ready to do what Gettleman picks are doing right now. And that's just how this goes. Somebody tell me I'm lying.
I mean, I think there's some truth to it, but I don't think it's wholeheartedly truthful.
I'm still, Pizzle, I just like, I want you to really explain to me how we're going to afford a $33 million cap hit on Daniel Jones.
I don't know that we don't know what you don't know what Daniel Jones is going to get.
I can't picture Daniel Jones coming back to this team if they don't tag him. Our only hope is Mara tags Danny. That's our only hope.
If anybody gets tagged, it's Saquon, if at best.
And that's the problem.
I think Danny gets a 4-year contract
with another team. I don't think Shane gonna give it to him. But here's the thing: if Shane doesn't tag Danny, why would Danny come back? That's the problem.
No,
Danny ain't coming back.
I get that point. But
and you know why our linebackers is trash? Because we cut our linebackers and corners are trash because we got rid of Bradbury and Blake Martinez.
What?
That's none of my business, though. I'm sorry. How good does Bradbury look in Philly right now?
I know, but they had to.
Pizzle. Wait a minute, Pizzle. So you mean to tell me
yes,
Joe Shane couldn't just restructure his contract?
First of all, Eduardo talking about no. I'm no. Our cornerbacks have played good this year. Adoree Jackson's played good.
Adoree's been good, but we got a lot of
Monroe's been good.
Right now. Yeah, the system is good.
You gonna say it's a system?
Absolutely. Outside of Adoree Jackson,
and I've ate crow on Adoree Jackson, but people on Twitter always say I never ate crow.
Outside of Adoree Jackson, these have been a lot of plug and play players fitting good in the system.
I mean, possibly.
I mean, our safeties are good. Julian Love and McKinney are good, but I'm just talking about the corners, like slot corner and number 2 corner.
I think those dudes have played good, Fisk. I'm sorry.
Nah, they have, but what I'm saying is they're playing good because they fit the system. They're not individually.
It's a system players. when they playing the things that they play in. It ain't like they out there playing zone, Fisk. They're out there playing man, and they blitzing the hell out of the quarterback.
I wish we had played man.
I will admit that our linebackers are a little suspect. I'll be honest with that. I mean, that I agree.
Giants fans would have cried about that too, though.
To me, the 2 holes on the team is
for Roquan. We need to rebuild.
You need to stop.
I can picture Giants fans now. We gotta pay Roquan Smith. Giants fans would have been pissed. How dare you give a second for Roquan? We could have drafted a linebacker.
You need to stop.
Nah, I'm mourning our playoff loss.
Go ahead and mourn, but I don't think it's that bad.
I'm gonna be happy again next week. Next week I'll go back to the preaching prosperity next week. But this week I gotta mourn our playoff loss. This week. I'll be fine next week. Next Giants Outsiders show, I'll be back to normal. Right now, I'm mourning our playoff loss. Shout out to Relic. Saquon would be a fool to play under the tag. Yeah, he would. Saquon, like, this shit's gonna be a fucking disaster, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Saquon ain't gonna play under that tag. As injury prone as Saquon is, he's gonna be pissed that they tag him.
You crazy.
This shit's gonna be a fucking disaster.
What is wrong with you?
Shout out to E-Man. Joe Schoen in his interview said he sets a price and tries not to budge off of it. Bro, if he about to offer like $15 million a year, then y'all all then tell y'all he tried. Exactly. That's exactly what Joe Schoen finna do.
No, he's not.
Joe Schoen about to lowball Danny and Saquon and say he tried. We can't afford him. Ain't that been his favorite word since he got here? We poor, we can't afford it. Ain't that his favorite 2 sentences? Yeah, cat got your tongue on now, right, Pizzle?
No, I can't even believe what the fuck you're saying. I mean, like, okay, yeah, it's like, oh, you're gonna lowball him, and then when he says no, he's gonna say, "I tried." Okay, like there's no way, Fizz, stop.
Yeah,
He's not gonna do that.
Listen, I'm not mad at Joe. Now that I know what he's doing, I get it. You know what, Joe Schoen? If I was in Joe Schoen's spot, I'd want the credit too. Well, then I'm not pussy. I'd have had a receiver. I'd have had 2 receivers on this fucking sorry ass roster. I'm not pussy. I would have smacked the shit out of Toney and said, "Get the fuck on the field," and I would have traded for Claypool, Judy. I'm going for. I'm trying to win. Damn that, I'm trying to win. But that's just me. I'm not pussy. But I get what Joe Schoen's doing.
Because
He's got to get credit.
Wait a minute.
He's got to rebuild the team.
Because he traded Toney and didn't trade for Judy, he a pussy.
Absolutely. You trade our number 1 receiver and don't replace him, and we 6-2. You're pussy. I see the Vikings making moves, the Eagles making moves. What we doing? Nothing. We 6-2. We 6-2. And our competition's making moves to get better. And we're not. I'll wait.
We 6-2, and we're doing just fine.
How are we doing just fine, Pizzle?
What's
going to happen when we play good teams? Pizzle, what's going to happen when we play these good teams coming up? What's going to happen?
I mean, are the Ravens a good team?
We're going to beat the Texans. We're going to beat the Texans because of the Texans.
Are the Ravens
really
a good
think
team?
We're going to beat the Eagles?
Are the Ravens a good team?
You really think we're going to beat the Eagles, Pizzle?
Yeah.
I'm not betting Brunson. I already told Brunson I don't want the smoke. We're not.
You already waved the white flag.
I waved the white flag. Now Joe Schoen don't want to win. I waved the white. Bro, we can't score. How are we gonna score? We don't have a receiver. I just knew that Joe Schoen, when he traded Toney and got those extra picks, I just knew he was gonna go get a receiver. I knew he was gonna get a receiver. But I bitch about the offense every week. But I come on this show and I say, bro, Toney gonna come back. We're gonna be good. Toney gonna come back. We're gonna be good. He got rid of Toney last week. I said, yo, we gonna get Shane gonna get us a receiver. Shane gonna get us a receiver. He didn't get us a receiver. You know what that means, Pizzle? Our offense is filth for the remainder of the year. Nobody's coming to save it. We're not gonna score, Pizzle, and our defense is not good enough to shut down the Cowboys and the Eagles. It's not happening.
I just can't.
It's not happening.
I can't.
And you know what's going to happen? And I hate to say this. We're going to win 10 games just because, like, other teams are bad. But when this offense loses hope after we get annihilated by the Cowboys and the Eagles, it's going to break my heart. It's going to break my heart. There's going to be another show in about 5 weeks. About 5 weeks from now, we're going to do another show, and I'm going to rip Joe Schoen another asshole again because I'm going to see Daniel Jones and Saquon lose hope, and I'm going to see our defense stop giving a fuck because we can't score. It's going to happen. Joe Schoen sent the message to that locker room that this team isn't good enough to win this year. Wait till next year. That's what the fuck he did. What a fucking loser. I feel bad for those players. I feel bad for those players. They busted their ass off to be 6-2. And our loser of a GM said, we're not good enough to compete this year, so why bother? What a fucking loser. What a fucking loser. At least Gettleman had balls. Gettleman went out there and got Leonard Williams. He had balls. But not this fucking guy. Nah, we're not good enough to win this shit, so we're not going to try. Unreal. You don't think that fucked the locker room up? You don't think that locker room is like, damn, we got rid of Toney and didn't replace him?
I think there are dudes in the locker room that says, hey, they believe in me, so I'm going to go out there and play hard. Okay, Darius Slayton. They believe in Darius Slayton. You laugh now, but Darius Slayton gonna get him a couple playoff touchdowns.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
I can't wait.
Sure. Like I said, I'm just mourning our playoff loss. I'll be fine next week. I just got to get over this. Man. I just got to get over this playoff loss.
You are crazy.
Once I get over this playoff loss, I'm gonna be good, fellas. I get it. I know y'all not used to me hearing me bitch. I get it. I try not to bitch on this channel that much, but you know, I'm gonna be all right. I got to get this playoff loss out the way. Once I'm done mourning this playoff loss, I will be back. I will be preaching prosperity next week. Yo, shut up, RJ. You write too much right now. You right. You know what, RJ? You right. You said next year wasn't guaranteed. You right. You're right. I know, RJ. You right. You don't got to keep rubbing it in, bro. You ain't got to keep rubbing it. I didn't know our GM thought our team was trash before yesterday.
He didn't say that,
pass, bro. You got to get RJ. You got to give me a pass, bro. I had no idea our GM thought our roster was trash. I had no idea. If I had known our GM didn't believe in the team, I would have never said all that. I had no idea. Shout out to Jackson. Fisk, we getting $62 million in cap space next year, and we cutting Galladay and some other dead week. Why can't we pay both? Bro, it's supposed to be $52 million, not $62 million, and that's after we cut Galladay. We're only factoring in that money after we cut players, Jackson. With that, all that money you talking about, Jackson, that's after we cut the players, right? You are aware that the draft is $10 million.
My boy
Saquon's gonna cost about 15, and they gotta tag Danny for like 33. And when you tag a player, here's the thing, right? When you tag a player, Jackson, that's the cap hit. So it's not a situation where a player makes $45 million, but he's like a $12 million cap hit. No, when you franchise tag a player, that's the cap hit. So if you give a player $30 million on the tag, that's $30 million off the cap. That's the cap hit. That's the franchise tag. There's no wiggle room with that shit. Why you think Jerry had to pay Dak? Why you think he had to pay him? He couldn't afford to give Dak like $35-40 million cap hit. He couldn't afford it. That's just how this shit goes. Now, I do think all anger aside, because I'm bitching and I'm ranting right now because my GM just gave up on the season and it broke my heart. I'm heartbroken. This is the most excited I've been about a Giants team since I started YouTube, and my GM just told me to eat a dick. It broke my heart. Fuck him. But what you got to understand, I think John Mara saves Daniel Jones again, because I think if Shane had it his way, Daniel Jones would have got up out of here when he took the job. So I think John Mara will save Daniel Jones again. So I think Jones will get the tag, but at what cost? You think it's above Joe Shane to tank another season? I don't.
Yes, you talking.
So I mean, I don't know, bro. Once you show me you're a loser, I think
you are talking so reckless and
once
crazy.
you show me you're a loser, I think
why? Because he didn't trade for Jerry Judy.
He didn't get anybody. He's a loser.
He didn't have to.
Why?
Because they 6-2 and they doing it without these people you mentioned it. He don't have to.
So we're gonna win a play. So we're gonna win. So we're gonna win in the playoffs with the current roster.
I think they can.
Pizzle, I will bet you my entire YouTube check that we will not win a playoff game.
There's only 3 teams that you have mentioned that you're actually scared of.
Pizzle, that was when I thought we were getting Toney back. All that shit that I was talking, I was thinking we was gonna get Toney back. I thought we was gonna have a receiver
this year, anyways.
Pizzle, I will bet you any dollar amount. When the playoff seeds lock, I am putting every penny on the opposite team. We are getting smoked in a playoff.
Yes. There's only 2 teams in the NFC right now.
Pizzle, we
might for sure what?
We might lose to the Lions in 2 weeks. The fuck are you talking about? You are aware the Lions are going to put up at least 24 points on us. Can we get the 24?
Man,
Can the Giants get
Yeah.
the 24? How?
They are.
Let me look at our current. Hold on. How many times have we scored 24 points this season? Wait, where my phone at?
Yes, that's
Where my phone at? This is a good question. How many times? Let me see. Hold on. That's NBA. Let me go to the Giants. Where the Giants at? How many times did the Giants score 24 points
You
this
are
season?
talking crazy tonight, Fist.
Giants scored 24 points. 1, 2, twice in 8 weeks.
That don't mean nothing, Fisk. That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, okay. Giants scored 24 points twice in 8 weeks. Okay. You think we gonna win a playoff game and we can barely get to 20? Sure. Good luck with that.
Fisk, you're
Good
talking
luck with
crazy.
that.
You're talking crazy. I can't even comprehend what you're saying right now.
I'm just speaking the fact.
It ain't facts.
I'm talking like our
It
GM
ain't
thinks
facts,
the same
though,
way.
Fisk.
Our GM feels the same way. I'm not
No, he
saying nothing our
don't.
GM ain't saying.
He didn't say nothing about quitting on the season.
I'm translating what the GM is saying. I'm your interpreter.
He's not. He got the player that he thought was a cancer to the team. He didn't quote unquote upgrade the receiving position because he didn't feel like he was upgrading it, and he wasn't willing to give up the pick.
Yeah, because
Joe
Joe
Stock and Kadarius Tony. You've been hating on him all year. My boy's been playing hard.
Oh, you know what, Pizzle? Fine. I'm not gonna fight you no more. Darius Slayton is the savior. Darius Slayton is gonna catch 10 touchdowns the rest of the year. This guy's so great. Yo, Darius Slayton is Terrell Owens, bro.
No, that ain't even what I'm saying.
That's why Joe Schoen didn't make a move, because he listens to Pizzle and he's like, damn, yo, Pizzle is right. Yo, this dude Darius Slayton is so good, bro.
I was right.
He's so good. We don't need a receiver because we got Darius Slayton. Hey, yo, I can't wait to see Darius Slayton cook
Galladay, though.
Darius Slayton, bro. That's gonna be great.
What are you gonna do with Galladay? You already got him giving him the bag as it is.
Yeah, okay. Well, Galladay ain't been on the field in weeks. The fuck out of here. When Galladay coming back? Wait, who got that update?
He the new Sasquatch.
Galladay ain't because we know Galladay ass exists. Galladay is a broke car. Galladay the car with no fucking tires on it and shit. That's what Galladay is. Shout out to Yorkie.
Oh my God.
Fist. We haven't had adequate leadership for a decade. We have no choice but to trust Joe Schoen. Y'all said that shit with Joe Judge. Y'all turned y'all back on his ass. I can't wait for Joe Schoen to be ass next season and Giants fans start bitching. This is the most disloyal fan base on the planet. Joe Schoen is riding a high right now. When they give him that Joe Judge treatment, I don't want to hear shit. Gettleman, when he drafted Saquon, everybody was like, yeah, we drafted Saquon. Yeah. They turned on his ass the minute he drafted Daniel Jones. Everybody liked Joe Judge. Joe Judge is rah-rah. He disciplines these guys. The minute Daniel Jones got hurt and we lost games, y'all turned on Joe Judge. Giants fans is only as loyal as the fucking underwear they wearing that day.
I can't speak for all Giant fans, Fist.
Shit.
By the way, my boy Jackson here is, he dropping facts.
Fisk, you think Judy would have moved us from a first round exit to a legit contender? Absolutely.
No,
absolutely. And either him or Claypool would have done wonders for this team. Absolutely.
Oh my God, Fisk. No, it wouldn't.
Bro, that opens up Saquon. That opens up Darius Slayton and Wandale. Right now, we can't. Good luck. And who knows what Daniel Jones can do with those dudes?
No, listen, there's no question that I agree with you that they have to improve the receiving position. I understand that. But there's a right way to go about doing it, and this wasn't it.
Yeah, so getting players on rookie contracts is bad now. Cheap as fuck players on rookie contracts.
You didn't have a year control like you would when a guy fresh out of college.
Well, we got 3 years control on these dudes. Claypool is in his fucking third year. Judy's in his third year. We got 3 more years with him.
And guess what a rookie's in? On
4.
His first year.
No, but what I'm saying is the second round pick only gets a 4-year contract anyway.
Multiple year difference there, Fisk.
Who the fuck cares about, bro? It's about being good.
You realize the Giants might potentially get a top.
If Wandale was good, I'd shut the fuck up. If Wan'Dale's good, I'll shut the fuck up.
He is good. He's gonna be good.
If Wan'Dale is good, I will shut the fuck up. Because if Wan'Dale's good, then that means Joe Schoen knows how to draft receivers. Until I see a Joe Schoen receiver ball, he gets no pass from me. None. Shout out to
Here we go.
Shout out to Timmy.
Here we go.
And Slayton we trust. Who next? And Carly we trust. After this trade deadline and this filth of a GM, I'm starting to want to go back to the shadow round. Basically, no, that's what I'm doing now, Timmy. I am mourning the season. I'm only angry right now because I'm mourning the season. I won't give a fuck. Am I going to give y'all a video tomorrow? I might not even give y'all a video tomorrow. I might just detox from the Giants tomorrow and then come back, give y'all a video Friday and Saturday. I will be fine next week because next week I won't care. I got a playoff loss. I'm mourning the season right now. Let me grieve. This is my way of grieving. Being angry and ranting is my way of grieving.
We need to get to our picks this week so I can grieve off stream.
Because you gotta understand, if
you're making me,
I wasn't mad right now, that means I didn't care. I'm only mad right now because I care. I was so excited about this team. So excited. This is the most excited I've been about the Giants since I've been on YouTube. And Joe Schoen just threw it away. And like it's disgusting. Like I'm never gonna forgive him for this shit. He better draft Jerry Rice. He better fucking draft the next Antonio Brown, fucking Julio Jones. He better draft some shit. He better draft some shit.
Motherfucker. You know what? I don't know if many people in the chat are agreeing with you, Fizz.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying, I don't think they are.
He said that shit like I fucking care. I'm trying to read RJ DMs. I'm trying hard. Nah, RJ, just chill, bro. We can go in on Sunday. We go in on Sunday, man. Especially like we about to get into our picks and shit. It's all good, RJ. I got you on Sunday, man. I owe you an apology on Sunday, bro. I'm gonna have an open apology. I gotta give RJ like a 5-minute apology on Sunday, bro. It's fucking team, bro. I was so happy.
Man,
I was so excited about this.
You got me wanting to go to the bathroom and cry for the rest of the
I was so excited, man.
You done brought all this
sadness
to the podcast.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited about this team, man. And then Joe Schoen just had to just say, "Fuck."
He didn't do nothing wrong.
He ain't do nothing. That's he didn't do anything wrong because he's rebuilding. So I can't be mad at him because he's rebuilding. This is what rebuilding teams do. They prepare for the next season.
I'm gonna need some aspirin after this is over with.
This is what rebuilding teams do. They prepare for the following season. Shout out to Donnie. Gabe Davis is a beast. Gabe Davis is a number 2 receiver. You take Diggs off that team, Gabe Davis ain't shit. The fuck out of here.
Gabe Davis is
what? He ain't no better than
Draymond Green is what he is.
He ain't no better than Claypool and Judy.
Let's get to our picks. You got me wanting to go drink a bottle of Jack Daniels.
No, I just had to I'm like I said, I'm in mourning.
I don't think you're right though. I don't think you're right, Fizz.
But you haven't given me a valid reason why I'm wrong, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but there's nothing to say to it. That's the thing. Is like obviously they didn't make a move, but we don't know what it is until we see it play out. Like it has to play out. Look, if they lose, what they got? They got 9 games left. 9 games. If they lose, let's say they go 2-7 or something like that, the next 9, which they ain't. Let's say go 2-7.
Then let's break it down.
Then you have justification to say, "Damn, he should move." And then Joe Schoen looks stupid.
Hold on, let's break it down. We'll beat the Texans.
Man, I don't even know if we can break it down, but go ahead.
We'll beat the Texans.
Okay.
We'll by a field goal. It's gonna be hell to beat the Texans because they got a solid defense.
All right.
That's gonna be hell. We'll beat the Texans. Lions is 50-50.
You wrong, my God.
They could score, bro.
I know they can score, but they can't stop nobody. They couldn't stop a nosebleed.
We couldn't fucking score on a nosebleed.
We gonna score on them, Fist. Stop it.
I hope so. Yeah, everybody says Seattle defense was ass too.
All the win, Fist. All the win, Fist, and move on.
Okay, fine. At Cowboys, that's a massacre. We ain't winning that. Home for the Commanders, that's 50.
That ain't
Okay, we'll beat the
damn
Commanders.
it, Fizz. You know that ain't fit.
Home for the
You know we
Commanders.
beaten the Commanders twice. Stop that. That's
We're
four.
not beating them twice.
That's 4-1. Go ahead.
That's a win. Eagles, that's a loss. At the Commanders, that's a loss. At Minnesota, that's a loss.
Oh my
Home for the Colts is a win. We're not losing to fucking. I don't even know the name of the Colt quarterback. So there go our 10 right there. There's our 10.
I can't.
That's our 10. No, that's 11. So
Okay.
we beat Houston, Detroit, Washington once, and the Colts. That's 4 more wins.
Okay, so then what do you got the Giants finishing record wise?
10-7.
No, I'm sorry. Then that means they went
we
went
go 4 and 5.
They went 4 and 5.
Yeah, rest of the season we go 4 and 5.
Okay. Well, guess what? You go 4 and 5, then you can make a case maybe Joe Schoen fucked up.
Pizza, you there's no way you don't think we're gonna have a better record than 4 and 5. 4 and 5 is pushing it because we might lose to Detroit. 4 and 5 is pushing.
No.
We can't score, bro.
No, I can't. I can't agree with you on that.
Because here's the problem. Here's the problem with the Giants. Joe Schoen.
I got us beating the Lions, the Texans, the Commanders. That's 4 wins right out of the gate. The Colts, that's 5.
How are we gonna sweep the Commanders? They can score.
Yeah.
I don't think we can sweep the Commanders, bro. They about to they got good vibes going around. They own about to sell the team. Chase Young coming back. They got good vibes going on over there.
Okay.
We're getting to 10, Pizzle, but at some point the team is gonna quit because at some point the team is gonna be like, damn, our GM ain't got no faith in us. Toney over there balling, and we out here dropping balls all week. Eventually, the team's gonna quit. Eventually, that defense is gonna lose hope. It's inevitable. Eventually, there's only been so many times that defense is going to watch this offense go 3 and out. It's only a matter of time before the defense starts to give. It's only a matter of time. Joe Schoen killed the morale of the team. That's what he did. No Giants player in that locker room right now is thinking about making a playoff run. They're just gonna be like, look, let's end the season. We're gonna get our 10 wins. We're gonna go to the playoffs. We're gonna get our participation trophy and go to fuck home. That's all. It is what it is. Shout out to Timmy. Bruh, you better drop a vid. I need my entertainment. As far as the season goes, I'm out of here. Black raging, and I'm white. Danny sabotage 100%. Yeah. Because there's a thing too. If you you gotta fuck Danny over so you can lowball him. If you get Danny a receiver and he clicks with that receiver, and now Wandale's open, Darius Slayton's open, and all of a sudden Daniel Jones starts putting up numbers, then you gotta pay him. Joe Schoen by fucking Daniel Jones over the rest of the year can justify lowballing him.
I can't. Man.
He can justify lowballing him.
Oh my god.
This shit is bad, Pizzle. Trying to tell you. Losing, quitting, sorry excuse for a GM. He ought to be a fucking ashamed of himself.
That's not true. Stop
Shout out to Timmy.
that. That's cap.
Shout out to Timmy. Fisk. We good, bro. Chill. We got Slayton. He about to drop 300 yards on the Cowboys and Pigeons.
Timmy.
Oh, sorry. I mean, he gonna drop 300 passes. Look, I'm mourning. This is the only negative video y'all gonna get out of me. After this, I will go back to saying positive things about the Giants, largely because I love Daniel Jones. So I'm gonna show my quarterback love the remainder of the season, and then whatever team he goes to next year will be the content that I do on General Fist. So it's actually a win-win for me. This is a win-win for me because right now I don't have any content to put on my other channel. So like when Joe Schoen lets Daniel Jones walk, then I can like literally just go do videos for whatever team he goes to next year. Whether that's the 49ers or the Bucks, maybe the Colts. The Colts might give him the biggest bag.
Oh my goodness.
The Saints, I don't know how much money the Saints gonna have, but they might give him a bag. It'll be the Colts. I think the Colts and the Bucks are the main 2 teams that are running that could pay him the most money. Shanahan's gonna make a run at him. Kyle Shanahan's definitely gonna make a run at Danny. But it's the Colts and the Bucks. Those are the 2 main teams that's gonna go after Danny. It'd be the Colts and the Bucks. But he's not coming back to New York. Like unless they tag him. If they tag him,
Stop,
then fine.
Fizz. I can't. You're full of shit. Fizz.
How would you? You said it
true.
yourself. If you
don't.
Daniel,
You sound. You know what you sound like? You sound like the fucking Antichrist. Is what you sound like.
nah, because he don't
The
make this
Antichrist is the same shit where he's
No,
like,
hold
on. No,
Wait a
he
minute.
said the same. He says the same shit where he's so damn sure of himself, and you sitting there saying the same shit, and it's like that ain't true. You don't
Here's
know.
the difference between me and the Antichrist. Here's the difference.
I know what the
I'm
difference
being
is.
completely transparent with you. He's a politician, so he gives himself an out. I didn't give myself an out. I told you exactly what's going to happen. Daniel Jones is on another team unless John Mara tags his ass. Bottom line.
That's fine. I okay. That's fair about the Antichrist. But my point being is the Antichrist always says the shit where he's always so sure that it's a slam dunk guarantee, and you don't know that. You don't know that that's gonna happen.
Don't re-anger me. I'm just now starting to calm down.
I'm not re-angering you. I'm just saying your mourning is unjustified.
My what?
Your mourning. Your
Our
mourning.
season is over.
It ain't over.
Pizzle, we are a one and done team. The season is over.
NFC.
What?
They have a top 5 record right now in the NFC.
Okay, sure. Shout out to Eyorki. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. DJ would be crazy to leave Dable. Who the fuck is Dable? Who? So Shanahan ain't better than Dable?
Thank you.
What? Huh? Please. Y'all like Dable is. If Dable was okay, why we can't score more than 24 points in 2 games? If Dable was so good at his job, why we ain't scored more than 24 points in 2 games?
Yes. Let's do
Somebody in the chat answer the question.
Let's do our
Brian
pick.
Dable was
Let
so
me
good
go
at his
get a
job.
bottle of aspirin.
Why we ain't scored more than 24 points in 2 games? If he's so fucking good at his job, leave Brian Dable. Who the fuck is he? Who? They have done Daniel Jones no favors. His first couple years, they did nothing. He had to sit behind a horrible offensive line. He had to bust his ass, break his neck, his ankle, his shoulder. He put his body on the line for this team, and they didn't give him a 5th-year option. And then this year, Daniel Jones has this team 6-2 in prime position to compete with anybody in the league. And Shane said, "Go fuck yourself." If I was Daniel Jones, I would leave here so fast to make your head spin. I feel so bad for Daniel Jones. I feel bad for the kid. They trade his best receiver and don't even give him a replacement, not even a number 2 to help. The whole team was waiting on Toney. Whole team. And they just said, fuck him. You don't think players in the locker room know what's going on?
They just said, fuck him.
Unbelievable. What a fucking loser, bro.
They just said, fuck.
What a fucking... The shit you get away with when you 6-2. Never accept anything in a win that you would not accept in a loss. Giants fans are giving this motherfucker a pass because we are 6-2. Never accept anything in a win that you would not accept in a loss. If the Giants were 4-2, if the Giants were 4-4 or 3-5, y'all would not be accepting this bullshit. Shout out to Timmy. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. How the fuck is the mourning unjustified? We literally just declared we don't care to win. The fuck is the point to stay positive? I know Cap here loving it because Slayton, Pizzle is loving it because Slayton getting touches. Dable is not Jesus. He not. And that's the point. Like, my mourning is justified. We're gonna win 10 games and lose in the fucking first round. I don't understand it. Why how was my mourning unjustified?
Because you don't know that the right move has been made yet. You don't know that.
He didn't make a move, Pistol.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know that it's a bad. You don't know that it's bad.
Gosh. You're still thinking about 2023. He did nothing for 2022.
You don't know that yet.
Sure. Okay. Shout out to Andrew. Dable is managing the end of the first halves like his name was Ben McAdoo anyway. I'm not on this bandwagon just yet. I ain't got nothing to say. Like I said, the season's over. We're going to get smoked in the first round. We're going to get our participation trophy. and Shane is gonna rip this team to shreds and build it in his image. Shout out to William Ruffle. Remember, supporting big fiscus, supporting small businesses. Appreciate that 36, man. Appreciate that, baby. A drafted receiver.
What the hell is AED?
I have no idea, but it's got to be something because it's a yellow tag. So I appreciate that, William. A drafted receiver would have minimal impact. All the receivers that have turned a quarterback's life around were veterans. Brady, Moss, Eli Plexico, Allen Diggs, Watson, Hopkins, Dak, Cooper, etc. Yeah, and that's another thing, too. Diggs wasn't no bona fide number one when he got traded. Cooper wasn't a bona fide number one when he got traded. So, and Plexico was like the third receiver behind Hines Ward and Antoine Randall when he got traded. So all you fucking people out there that think that Jerry Jeudy and Chase Claypool couldn't turn into a number one should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
You don't know that he's going to get a free agent guy in the offseason. You don't.
It doesn't fucking matter, Pizzle. That's not this year. What about this season, bro? You can't talk about next season.
It ain't about this season.
I'm glad you brought this super chat up. That's a very good fucking point. Plexico was a third receiver in Pittsburgh, and he turned into a number one on the Giants.
And he got.
Cooper was the number two.
He wasn't a trade in the middle of the year guy.
Cooper was a number two in Oakland because not Michael Crabtree. Was it Michael Crabtree? Yeah, it was Michael Crabtree. Was Derek Carr's favorite option in Oakland. And guess what? Cooper found his soulmate in Dak. It worked. Plexico found his soulmate in Eli. It worked. Diggs was the number two to Thielen in fucking Minnesota. He found his soulmate in Allen. It worked. But oh no, Jerry Jeudy and Chase Claypool, who wants to trade for number twos, y'all make me fucking sick. Y'all make me fucking sick.
Yes.
Daniel Jones probably could turn one of them dudes into a number one. Y'all don't know that. This dude, Chase Claypool, was an alien, a freak of nature a year ago when he had 11 touchdowns. And because they draft George Pickens now, because Ben Roethlisberger isn't there, he can't do as much. Yeah, I think he trashed. This dude, Jerry Jeudy, was the best wide receiver prospect of the last 5 years. He goes to Denver with Drew Lock. Now y'all think he trashed. And now all of a sudden, y'all don't think Daniel Jones, if Brian Dable is as good as y'all say he is, he should be able to make Jerry Jeudy and Claypool look good with our quarterback. Y'all make no sense. Y'all just want to win next year, and that's fine. I'm not mad at y'all. I just want y'all to acknowledge the fact that y'all don't care about this season because none of y'all are acting like y'all do. I give Pizzle a pass because he loves Darius Slayton. So everything that I think Toney, everything however y'all feel about Plexico and Stephon Diggs, that's how Pizzle feels about Slayton. So I give Pizzle a pass.
I think Darius Slayton's going to be fine.
Exactly. That's why I give Pizzle a pass because he believes in Darius Slayton. So I give him a pass. Shout out to Timmy. Now this bum out here talking like he's going to get OBJ. We have like $2 million. He's not going to take chump change. This is not 2016 OBJ. He is good, but not great. That's another thing too, right? Y'all really think OBJ going to come here for pennies? Y'all make no sense. Y'all cannot believe y'all fell for Joe Shane's distraction. That's all he did was just deflect. That's a distraction. He didn't want y'all to focus on the fact that we have no fucking wide receivers. He's trying to, this is military mind games. Joe Shane is playing military mind games. He wants this locker room. He's playing this locker room like a fiddle. Because if he doesn't dangle OBJ the next month, the team goes into the tank quicker than he expects it to. Joe Shane's trying to milk the Texans, milk out the Detroit win. Then we'll get annihilated by the Cowboys. And then he'll say, well, I don't know if we should go for OBJ. He'll give us another bullshit reason of why OBJ isn't here. And then we'll fold the last month of the season. We'll limp into the playoffs, get our brains blown out, and we'll see what happens in 2023.
Stop, fist fuck.
That's what's going to happen, bro. That's what's going to happen. And then all these Giants fans is going to blame Daniel Jones for this shit. Oh, Daniel Jones isn't that good. He's not the guy. We need another quarterback. Wait, just watch, Pizzle. Watch. Wait till we start losing these games in the next couple weeks. We'll just wait. Wait till we start losing games. They already blaming Daniel for the Seattle loss. You know, my Twitter timeline was filled with like 2 plays. So there was like 2 plays versus Seattle, right, Pizzle? That there was these wide open receivers and Daniel Jones missed them. They're already blaming Daniel for the Seattle loss, Pizzle. Daniel Jones is the fuck up out
Those
of here.
people are idiots. We've already stated that they're stupid.
So it's like, I'm taking heat for this show right now, right? I'm taking heat for this stream right now, but play this motherfucker back in December. I want everybody to make sure you download this show. Play it back in December. Please play it back in December. Because Daniel Jones is going to get blamed for every loss. When we lose to the Eagles, we don't have the guy. We can't compete against the Eagles. When we lose to the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, we don't have the guy. We can't compete against the Cowboys. When we lose to Minnesota, we don't have the guy. Daniel Jones didn't make enough plays. They're going to run Danny the fuck out of town. Watch. You know it's coming too, Pizzle. You know they're going to blame.
No, I don't know that it's coming. That's why that's why I'm sitting here just baffled that you are being like the Antichrist, and I'm supposed to just say,
compare me to him. That's going too far. Stop comparing me to him. He ain't never sounded this good. And start giving him life on my fucking platform. Fuck him.
Some people don't know who the Antichrist is.
I don't know. Stop mentioning him. No, because they're gonna go on my channel, type in Antichrist, and they're gonna see his ugly fucking face. Fuck him. I hate him more than Joe Schoen. But shout out to E. Yorkie. Remember, supporting Big Fisk is supporting small businesses. Big Fisk, I'm reiterating. All right, I'm assuming that's what you wanted to say. I'm reiterating to Carl Banks' view that this is the 1984 Giants. 2 years before their first Super Bowl in '86. Keep an open mind for these guys to be right. That's what we have to hope for. No, I'm about to start looking at quarterbacks. Unless John Mara steps in and tags Danny. Bro, I know this fan base. They blame Daniel Jones every time we lose. When we lost to the Cowboys, they said Daniel Jones ain't making up plays. When we lost to Seattle last week, all my whole Twitter timeline was flooded with 2 plays where wide receivers was open and Daniel Jones didn't hit them. They can't wait to blame Danny. I'm blaming Joe Schoen. I haven't said a negative word about Danny the whole stream. I'll give everybody, I'll give all 250 of y'all $5 to y'all Cash App if y'all could timestamp the one bad thing I said about Danny. This is Joe Schoen losing that loser coward that he fucking is. This is his fault. I don't have a bad thing to say about Danny. I can't wait for Danny to ball in San Francisco or Tampa next year. Danny ain't the problem. I don't have a bad thing to say about Danny. But these other fans who didn't believe in Danny in the first place, they can't wait to shit on Daniel Jones. They've been holding it in, bro. They've been pizzled. We 6-2. They didn't have to hold all that Danny hate in for 2 months. They can't wait to shit on Daniel Jones when we start losing games, Pizzle. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth.
Fierce, you've left me so brain dead right now that I can't even comprehend words.
These Daniel Jones haters cannot wait to shit on this kid, bro. They can't wait.
I know that. I know that there's people out there like that, Fierce. But if they blame Danny for anything, that's on them. That's just their stupidity.
They are stupid, but they ain't stopped them from being stupid in the past. Shout out to Jeremy. If Brian Cashman sold a position we needed, then went on to do absolutely nothing at the deadline, Yankee fans would tear him out of the office. Yeah, they would. Because Yankee fans expect to win. Giants fans don't. There's a big difference. You can't compare the two, Jeremy. Yankee fans expect to win. Giants fans never do. Giants are 6-2, and they're already looking forward to the fucking draft. How the fuck are we 6-2 and Giants fans are already talking about what receiver we gonna draft in the second round? Losing ass fucking fan base. Make me sick. 6-2, and they already talking about 2023.
Please.
Unbelievable. You can't make this shit up, bro. Shout out to Don J. Let's just say if we traded that second pick for Jerry Jeudy, we probably could have still gotten it back just by trading down in the first round. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. But that's how winning GMs think. Joe Schoen is a loser. You gotta separate it. Joe Schoen is a loser. He's thinking about rebuilding. Joe Schoen wants to play Legos.
Fuck.
He wants to play The Sims right now. He wants to like create a whole new environment. Joe Schoen don't care about winning. He wants to lose and worry about winning in like 2025.
Yes, you don't know that's any of this is true. Stop. Fuck. You don't know.
That's how. What are you talking about? We traded Toney.
Know that how this is going to play out. Stop talking like that. That ain't true.
We ain't winning no playoff game, bro.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know who the fuck we gonna match up against.
We're not better than none of them teams. Name one team currently in the playoffs in the NFC that we beaten in the playoffs on their field. Not on our field, on their field, because we're a wild card team. Are we beating the Eagles and Philly in the playoffs?
Man, I can't.
Are we beating the Eagles and Philly in the playoffs?
Man, let me watch us play the Eagles first. We hadn't even played them yet.
Well, we might get Kirk Cousins if it's the 8 o'clock game.
We could beat the Vikings.
If we can get him on the Saturday 8 o'clock game.
I think we can beat the Bucks. We can beat the Rams.
How we gonna beat the Bucks?
We got to be healthy, obviously. But
bro, Brady getting 24 in the playoff game, bro.
I can't.
Brady getting 24 in the playoff game.
We're on different levels right now of understanding. You're mourning. I'm not mourning. I don't know.
Oh, fist, check this. Next year, our start receiver is going to be Slayton, Colin Johnson, and Wandale. Ha, ha, ha. We're going to draft 5th, and Danny is going too. Yeah, I mean, look, bro. Y'all figure out the 2023 rebuild, Timmy. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
Y'all figure that shit out.
I can't, man. I
can't. I mean, who the fuck knows, bro? We got to sit through another 4 years of a rebuild. Unreal.
Oh, that's not true. Stop.
Shit is fucking disgusting, bro. Shout out to Mechie. Fist, the one thing I do agree with you is that the more we lose, the more people are going to hate on Jones and blame everything on him, basically. They're going to blame all this shit on Danny. He gonna be left holding the bag because Joe Schoen is a deity to y'all. Y'all worship Joe Schoen like he's a fucking statue or something. So y'all not going to blame him for not helping Danny. Y'all are just going to blame Danny for not elevating Slayton and Sills and shit. That's all y'all going to do. Shout out to Timmy. Timmy says, the funniest part is that when we win, it's defense and Saquon, and when we lose, it's strictly Danny. Meanwhile, receivers can't catch a cold along with the ball. See, I told you, Pizzle. I told you. You know I'm right, Pizzle. Because who got blamed for the Seattle loss? Who got blamed for the Cowboy loss?
I don't care why we lost to Seattle. It was already a bad situation. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. None.
You don't, but it's gonna make it a whole lot easier for Joe Schoen to let Daniel Jones walk if the fan base don't want him.
That's fine. I appreciate the headache you've given me.
Hey man, somebody got to give you the truth, man. I'm just telling you.
You're giving me. You're killing my brain cells.
I mean, y'all look. Here's the difference. I have no problem watching Daniel Jones in San Francisco or Tampa. Because he goes to one of those teams. When he balls out, I get to take my victory lap. So I win either way. I'm good. Mm-hmm. I get to win either way. You see, y'all aren't mourning the situation right now because y'all like.
There's nothing to mourn.
I'm mourning this season and next. Matter of fact, I'm mourning this season and next. So y'all are gonna mourn it when it happens because a lot of y'all are just y'all can't see the future like me. All right, your future is my past. I've been there before. So I'm mourning all this bad shit now. Y'all gonna mourn it when it happens. I'm mourning that shit now. I'm getting it out my system now. So I don't got to break shit when it happens. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no Daniel Jones application when he in Tampa next year. The fuck? Ain't gonna be no application. Shout out to Timmy. It was a bad situation in Seattle because we had no receivers. Okay. I'm out. I got a major headache now. Can't keep an eye open. Good night. Yeah, get you some rest, Timmy. Thanks for contributing to the show, Timmy. Get you some rest, man.
I got a headache too, Timmy.
Get better, Timmy. Get better, Timmy. Shout out to Ime, you stroker. Wait, Steve Nash making $9 million. Yeah. They gotta pay Steve Nash because they fired him. So he gonna get his bag. Yeah, they gotta pay him because he you know what I'm saying? Because they gotta pay him, bro. Because they fired him, so he's gonna get it back. That's why the Celtics didn't fire Ime Udoka because they didn't want to pay him, so they just suspended him. Pizzle, what's your No, Joe Schoen is what happened to stay over there. Joe Schoen saying that this team ain't shit and this season ain't worth winning is what happened to stay over there. How I'm gonna have faith in the team my own GM don't even believe in? He made me look so stupid the past week. He's made me look so fucking stupid, bro. He made me look stupid. I'm out here bigging up a team, having faith in the team, and the GM don't even have faith in. I never felt so stupid in my fucking life. I never felt that stupid before. I was like, oh, so I'm the idiot. Our own GM don't believe in the team. Oh, shit. I felt like a jackass. I did. I was like, oh shit. I was the fool. I'm the fool. He don't even believe in the team. Oh, so we are in a rebuild. I was the fool.
Oh my god, he didn't say that.
Shout out to Corey. Bad Poodle even said DJ ain't it. Take the red pill. Yeah, take that shit off my screen. Like I said, I'll give y'all some positivity next week because at this point, I'm good at compartmentalizing. So it's like I'm just gonna talk about the team week to week. The whole stay over there, all that shit, bro. That's nah. Nah, I'm good. I'm our own GM. GM don't even fucking believe in the team. Why the fuck should we?
Oh my god.
I'm good.
Stop saying that.
Coward ass fucking general manager. Get on my fucking nerves. Hey, Yorkie, I read the 86 Giants thing, and my point to you was this is completely different because they weren't rebuilding then. You understand? They wanted to win with those players from 1984. He has no intention on winning with these players in 2022. It's completely different. He won a Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl with a majority of those players from 1984. All these Gettleman picks, Joe Schoen wants nothing to do with them. Nothing. Leonard Williams, Andrew Thomas, everybody else can go fuck themselves. Nah, I didn't get another super chat from you, Yorkie. I just scrolled up. The last super chat I got from you, Yorkie, was that 1984 super chat. That's the last one I got. Yeah, I got that at 10:11. After that was Jeremy, Don J, Timmy, Michi. Yeah, I didn't get another super chat from you, Yorkie. Shout out to Austin Smith, who says, gonna miss DJ next year so much. Joe wants his quarterback.
God. Oh my god.
Nah, it's facts, Pizzle. It's facts.
Oh. It ain't facts.
Pizzle. Check your Twitter DM. Let me know when you get your Twitter DM.
I got it.
Oh, okay. So, what's your lock, man? Let's make these people some money. Unlike Joe Schoen, let's make them some money.
I think I lost last week.
You picked
I think I had the Lions plus 3.5 last week. I think that's what I gave out last week.
Did you give out the Lions last week?
I think I did. Is that what I gave out?
Was it the Lions?
I think it was the Lions.
It was the Lions,
It
yeah.
was the Lions. I
You
missed
said you
by
was
half
bugging.
a point. Somehow them sorry sons of bitches got up 14-0 and still couldn't cover. Yeah, apparently they're beating us in a few weeks.
They put up 27. They put up 27 on the Giants. They win it by a cool touchdown.
Anyways, I'm gonna make it fun. I'm gonna make it hard. I'm gonna make it the way I like it. 60 minutes. Give me the Bucks -3 against the Rams.
Yeah, well, no, the Rams is ass. That's not even a bad pick.
Okay.
Rams is ass. Tom Brady got to win eventually.
Bucks -3 against the Rams. Take it to the bank.
Yeah, Tom Brady got to win eventually. That's not even a bad pick. I'm gonna take.
I know who you gonna take. You gonna take the Giants losing.
Nah, we don't play this week. I will be. I'm betting against. Oh no, I'm definitely gonna be betting against the Giants in a couple of these games down the stretch, depending on what the line look like. I'm gonna take the Cardinals to beat the Seahawks. The Cardinals are 2-point favorites.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
that's the smartest thing you said all night.
I don't think Seattle's gonna sweep the Kyler Murray. And I don't see that. You know, like I said, I'm just venting. Yeah, like let me vent, y'all. I'm just mourning the 2022 season. I'll be back to my happy self next week. Shout out to Corey, LJS. If other Giants experts saying it, then you capping. I mean, no, Joe Shane. I'm just reacting to what Joe Shane told me. Joe Shane said this season don't mean a damn thing. So I don't know how else to take that. Joe Shane said 2022 doesn't fucking matter.
He didn't.
What did he say, Pizzle?
He said that he didn't have any interest in trading for the garbage that was out there.
So if they're garbage, what the fuck do you call what we have?
I think Darius Slayton's a baller.
Okay, sure. Shout out to Eyorki. Remember, supporting big fish gets supporting small businesses. Thank you for the 100, Eyorki. I appreciate that, man. He says supporting big fish gets supporting small businesses. Shane had been scared by the salary cap left to him. He needs to make his mark in the next offseason. We signing DJ Saquon and cutting Galladay. Restructured Leonard Williams again. We winning the Super Bowl this decade.
Yeah.
We'll probably win a Super Bowl this decade because the Giants always win a Super Bowl once a decade, but I don't think it's going to be. It won't be with veteran players.
I don't think anything he said there was that bad.
We're not. How are we going to bring back Saquon and DJ when we can only tag one?
We cutting Galladay.
No, you're not. You know how are we going to bring them back if we can only tag one though?
I think DJ getting signed.
But the one we don't tag is going to another team.
He said we signing DJ and Saquon. He didn't say anything about tagging him.
The one we don't tag is gone. He's gone. If y'all think they coming back to the Giants, y'all are fucking. I got a whole 20 acres of land in the middle of Brooklyn to sell you. If you think they're coming back to the Giants as free agents, you're dumb. You're dumb if you think they're gonna resign with the Giants. Whichever one of them don't get tagged is gone, especially Daniel Jones. You don't give him the 5th-year option and you don't tag him, he's gone. And Saquon, y'all really think Saquon not about to go to the Chiefs or the Bills or the Rams? Y'all are fucking y'all. Yeah, I've never seen a fan base shit on their own team so much, but then expect us to be able to re-sign players and they have an option to leave.
I
That
would
makes
say
sense.
Saquon will look good on the Rams.
He gonna be a beast on the Rams. He gonna be Todd Gurley 2.0 on the Rams. Yeah, he gonna be a monster in Buffalo too. And don't even get me started with what they could do with him in Kansas City. If you think Mike Kafka's making Saquon look good, imagine what the real genius from Kansas City is gonna make.
We're gonna see
Saquon
what
look like.
that genius is gonna do with Kadarius Tony.
I'm scared. I'm not even scared because it is what it is. Shout out to Corey. By the way, you winning Vikings and Cowboys. We ain't winning neither of them games. We can't score enough, bro. We can't score. We can beat Texas because they can't score. We can beat the Colts because they can't score. Detroit, like I said, is 50-50. But the rest of them teams who can score points, we don't stand a chance, bro. We ain't got the 85 Bears defense out there. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Shout out to Slick Rick. Stay positive, Fisk. Pizzle right. We don't know.
Thank you, Slick Rick. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen in 2023, but I know how.
No, we don't know what's going to happen in 2022.
Now, 2022 is done. Shout out to Yorkie. Sign DJ and Saquon in the bye week. Bullshit. How? Shane was just bitching about money to fucking Tiki Barber. How? Shane just said, man, I'm going to have to restructure a contract so I can activate people on the IR in the practice squad. I don't have any money. The fuck out of here. So y'all think the same dude that just said y'all really think the same dude that's crying about restructuring a contract to get players off the practice squad, y'all think that guy is about to restructure somebody's contract in the middle of the season? You think that guy's gonna go after Odell? How dumb can y'all be? Y'all really falling for that bullshit? Y'all really falling for his distractions? Oh my gosh, you need people like me. You need people like me. You need people like me so you could point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy. Because I'm the only one telling the truth. If y'all think Joe Shane is telling you the truth about OBJ and re-signing players in the bye week, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for you. This guy is distracting you from the fact that he quit on the season. He's dangling OBJ hope for you for the next month to keep you off his ass. He's already crying broke. How are we going to get OBJ when he can't even afford to bring players off the practice squad? Huh? Oh, can't nobody answer that, though.
There's nothing to say, Fish.
Can't nobody answer that.
I mean, like, there's really nothing to say. You're saying things and you're assuming that they're correct, and nobody has the answer to these questions. Yet you're acting like you know the answer.
Bro. He was just on the Tiki Barber podcast. What is it? Tiki and Tahiri? Tiki and Tina, shit like that. He just said, I got to restructure a contract because I can't afford to activate players off IR in the practice squad. We have no money.
Look, I get it. Like, I know the game that he's playing, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that it's this terrible. Look, I don't think OBJ's coming back either. I don't. I'm saying that it's out there. There is a possibility, but I don't think it's happening. It ain't. I really don't. But this idea that they're just gonna tank the rest of the year, not any good, no chance.
The players aren't tanking, but the GM is. The players aren't. The players never tank.
Adding Jerry Jeudy wasn't gonna make anything different.
You don't know that.
I know, just like you don't know that it's not gonna do anything. You don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know.
I give you that, but you know what I do know?
One theory is going to be right, but here's the thing. I honestly don't think that this can be answered until you wait and see what happens in the draft.
Exactly. You make my point, Pizzle, every time you open your fucking mouth about the draft.
But the
you
draft
make
is
my point.
It's about 1 year. Fitz is about in the next 5 years.
Exactly. That's the point, Pizzle. It is about the next 5 years.
Okay, so then
Joe Shane's next 5 years.
You're gonna do what's best that you feel like for the next 5.
And he feels like what's best for the next 5 is to rebuild this fucking roster. You don't pay a running back top 5 money when you're rebuilding.
One position group doesn't mean
you don't pay a quarterback top 5 money when you're rebuilding, Pizzle.
Are the Packers? Do they care about this season?
Nah, they want Aaron Rodgers' ass to retire
because they didn't make any moves.
They want Aaron ass to retire. That's perfectly. They made that perfectly clear.
Did the Rams want? What about the Rams?
The Rams just offered 2 first-round picks for Brian Burns.
Did they get him?
No, because the Panthers, they feel like wait till 2024. Yo, the Rams.
Why didn't they offer 3 then?
Huh?
Why didn't they offer 3 first round?
They had 3 first-round picks, Pizzle. They literally offered their next 2 first-round picks, which don't start till 2024, for fucking Brian Burns, and they got told no, bro. Nobody wanted the Rams first-round picks because they don't start for fucking 2 years. That's why the Rams couldn't get Bradley Chubb, and that's why the Rams couldn't get what the fuck is his name? The guy Brian Burns, because they couldn't nobody wants first-round picks that don't start for 2 years, bro. And Joe Schoen couldn't even go trade for a 4th round for Jerry Jeudy. It's fucking loser. I'm not Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley. See, I go say Calvin Ridley suck. I dare y'all to say Calvin Ridley suck.
Calvin Ridley can't play this year.
Y'all don't care about this year anyway.
Nobody.
Shout out to August Smith. I'm an asshole when I'm cranky, ain't I? I'm a motherfucker.
Don't make any sense because that's okay. So if you'd have traded for Calvin Ridley, it doesn't help you this year. I mean,
exactly, because all he cares about is 2023. So it makes sense. So right, because he obviously doesn't give a fuck about this year. He got Toney and didn't bother to replace him. He got rid of Toney and just didn't even bother to replace him. He obviously don't give a damn about this year. Good enough for the Chiefs, not good enough for the Giants. Shout out to Austin. DJ gone without a tag. Why would he come back without a tag? Fans treat him like a doggy doo-doo. Maybe a fresh start would be better for him at this point. It is. Oh, trust me, Danny's gone. If they don't tag Danny, he's out of here. Y'all think Danny don't hear the bullshit y'all say about him? Y'all don't think Daniel Jones watch ESPN and watch everybody give everybody but him credit for the win streak? It's defense, it's Saquon, it's Dable, it's Kafka, it's the offensive line, it's Joe Schoen. Danny hear that shit. He's gone without a tag. If we don't tag Danny, he's gone. If we don't tag Saquon, he's gone. We're not bringing them both back. We're just not. Shout out to Corey. Aaron Rodgers might go to Tampa after the season. Nah, he ain't going to Tampa, bro. Shout out to Corey. Carson had it worse than DJ and won the division. I mean, Danny's actually going to finish with a better record than what Wentz had that year he won the division. So, and he didn't have worse than DJ. His receivers could catch and get separation. They just couldn't make big plays. It's a difference. Big difference. Daniel Jones has filth around him. Like, you had 2 tight ends. Like, Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert are better than anything the Giants have right now. At least he had a 2 tight end offense. He had Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, and he had Miles Sanders and I think some other running back that was still there. Wentz had mad weapons that year. He didn't have a lot of stud receivers, but he had a great slot receiver and 2 great tight ends. Daniel Jones would kill to have that right now. We don't even have a tight end because Bellinger got hurt. I mean, damn, he left this passing attack up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Bellinger's gone for the year. Got rid of Toney. I mean, whatever, bro. You anything else you want to say, Pizzle?
I'm good.
sorry ass fucking general manager.
Thank you for everyone who watched the wonderful stream tonight and gave us a super chat. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
appreciate y'all helping me get through. Let me vent and
Apparently, this was a fucking funeral, and I didn't know it.
Yeah, it's definitely a funeral. I had to get this off my chest. I've been angry for 2 days about this, so it's like I feel better now, though. Can't y'all tell? I feel better now. I feel better. I got it all off my chest. Now I can pump y'all some positivity. Don't worry, y'all. I'll make you feel better. Wait, I'll make y'all feel better next week. I don't know if I got anything positive to say about it. I'm gonna have to find something positive to say about the Giants, but next week when we should beat the Texans, we'll be positive. Don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all something to smile about while we can. We're gonna enjoy our quarterback while we can. Don't worry. I'll make sure we have a. Remember when the mafia, when Lucky Luciano got deported to Italy, the mob got together and threw him a party at the docks. That's what we're gonna do for Danny Pizzle at the end of the season. We're gonna throw Danny a going away party, bro. We're gonna go live together, throw him a going away party when he get deported to Tampa Bay or San Francisco or some shit. But yeah, this has been episode. Wait, hold on. Shout out to Don J. He says R.I.P. Takeoff. Yeah, R.I.P. Takeoff. Yeah, rest in peace Takeoff. But
R.I.P. Takeoff.
Yeah, but we up out of here. This has been episode 17 of the Giants Outsiders. Yeah. God bless and be safe.